welcome to Sunday Breakfast right here on ChannelOne TV. I am Ino Safo. Find me across all social media platforms, Ino_S. Right, find me across all social media platforms. Today we have a packed show for you. It's always fun meeting you here on Sundays. Don't forget that the show is very live and very interactive. So send us those WhatsApp messages to the WhatsApp number 0204 447 033. 0204 447 033. Alternatively, you can go on our social media pages, hashtag Sunday Breakfast, and I'll do well to read your message right here on the show for you. Right, let's begin off with saying a huge thank you for joining us on May 1 for family consecration. I mean, without you, there's no us, and we couldn't have done it. 20 years running, family consecration service has been held successfully every 1st May. So to all our viewers, all our patrons, all our listeners, thank you so much for coming to family consecration, for praying your hearts out, for calling on God to protect you and your loved ones and your family, your businesses for the month of May. We also ask that God will protect you. One of my favorite parts of family consecration is when they call the married couples, and then they all come together and renew their vows. I think I really enjoy that bit. So thank you for that. Thank you for coming. From our pastors here, from staff of ChannelOne TV, from management, thank you. Thank you for coming. All right. Now, this is the best month of the year, I always say. And maybe not just because I was born in it, but because we get to celebrate our wonderful mothers. And so this month, we're doing an episode with Mama promotion. And all we're asking you to do, we have just one more week, right? Because next week, Sunday, is Mother's Day. So, being the amazing month of May, we're asking you to send Mama a message telling us what Mama chose to forgive. What did you do to your mom that, she was pained, and you could see the pain on her face, the sacrifices that she made for you, and also the action that left an impact on your life. So you send that message, you write it out, and you send it to 0539 986 996. 0539 986 996. So you include your name, your number, as well as your mom's details. And we're calling this an episode with Mama promotion. So an episode with Mama promotion, you tell us how you hurt your mom, but she chose to forgive you, and all the wonderful things that mothers are about, So tell us all of that, and let's see. You can win something amazing on an episode of Mama right here on ChannelOne TV. We'll be celebrating our mothers in grand style as we usually do. Mothers go through a lot. It's between life and death, and yet they choose to go through it several times for you and for me. And even mothers who maybe one way or the other didn't even give birth to you, but in a way impacted your life or took you on as their own child. They're also very amazing as well. So kudos to mothers like that as well. And if one of them has impacted you or has forgiven you for something that you may or may not have done, this is the time to celebrate them. Write it in. We will definitely read it out. We'll choose a winner or two or three, and we'll celebrate them right here on ChannelOne TV, an episode of Mama. The number to send that message to 0539 986 996. 0539 986 996. Hashtag an episode with Mama, sponsored by GTP and supported by Takura. All right. Now, we have an amazing production called The Blanksons. Now, The Blanksons is a drama series, and I don't want to give you the story yet, but from what I have watched, it's funny. It is unbelievable, but still very true. And they show it every Thursdays on ChannelOne TV at 7:30 p.m. Thursdays, Channel One TV at 7:30 p.m. And there are repeats throughout the week, aside Mondays. So Tuesdays, 3 p.m., Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m., Fridays, 11:30 a.m., Saturdays, 7 p.m., Sundays, 4:30 p.m. Those are the times that the Blanksons are shown right here on Channel One TV. So aside Mondays, if you miss it on Thursday evening, don't worry, you can catch it throughout the week at these various times right here on Channel One TV. Proudly sponsored by Nasco Electronics, Lizzie Shito, Out Insecticide Mosquito Spray, and Everpack. Always doing amazing things with us, but truly grateful for them. This is a Channel One TV production, so we, wrote the script, cast the actors and actresses, and hopefully we win an award with this one. Is that category for the drama series? I hope so, because I think the Blanksons deserves an award for this one. And so that's the Blanksons drama series right here on Channel One TV. Amazing production. We have some in-house people who are also part of the crew, and simply amazing. Don't forget it. Thursday, 7:30, and aside Mondays, there are repeats throughout, and you can certainly watch that. All right, I don't do this show alone. I do it with one stubborn baby like that, Jude Mensa Duncan, but he prefers to call himself JD. JD, sounds swagger.
Good morning.
JD. Yo, what's up?
Let me put on record that I was actually in early. I was contemplating whether to do the show.
You were contemplating whether to do the show.
Yes.
Why?
Because, anyway, guys, good morning. It's always a pleasure, coming on your screens. But the truth is that after seeing you today, I was like, I wasn't ready. I am not ready to partake in the serious matter. Looking lovely.
Thank you.
Where did you get this fit from?
I've forgotten the name of the lady.
Did you sew it?
No, this is not one of the sewn ones.
It's really nice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I was like, no, but Charlie, I for reb the smoke.
Yeah, it's Charlie, nice.
I know.
Nice.
It's been an amazing week.
My question is, what were you up to on Saturday?
What was I up to on Saturday? Yesterday? Mm-hmm. Yesterday, that's a good question. Mm-hmm. Oh, I was sleeping. I was watching football and I slept.
Yo, Mate?
Yeah, I mean, in the evening, I met a couple of friends, but that was just about it.
And that's nothing
really special. Nothing really special. But, coming to work today, right, I was thinking about something. I don't know what you have to say about this, right? But it's almost halfway into the year.
Right.
And it's like the year only started like some few days ago, right? It still feels like a very new year, even though we are significantly into the year. And I would love to hear from our viewers today what they are most grateful for, right? These are questions we usually ask at the end of the year, when like everything, the goes, the bars, the ups, the downs, the difficult moments, But for some reason, I feel like halfway or close to halfway into the year, it would be great to hear from our lovely viewers out there what they are most grateful for. So if you are watching the show right now, kindly do send in a text. The number is on your screen. Share with us your very grateful moment, and we'll be glad to read it across for you. And because I asked this question because I told you 2 weeks ago, a week ago, I was at Kolebu.
Yeah.
And I saw in the 3 hours that I was at Kolebu, right, I saw every kind of, or almost every kind of, somebody who had been discharged, somebody who was coming in, family members who had just lost a loved one in the same, unit I was in, and like they broke down uncontrollably. And right next to me, somebody who had been discharged, So it was a mix. And if you go to Kolebu, right, it has a way humbles you. Mm-hmm. And I was telling Doc last week on the show, you drive through the oncology department, you see like the faces of people. It's like some darkness and depression all over them. So it's really great if you have life,
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know what you are grateful for.
I'm grateful for life, first off. I'm grateful for the job that puts food on our table. I'm grateful for the opportunities that I have gotten this year, and I'm hoping for more. I'm also grateful for friends, for family especially, you know, who hold your back and have you on lock.
Are you grateful for the leaders you have?
Oh, you mean as a country?
Yeah.
So far so good. I can't complain. Some are good.
Are you
Others
happy with the kind of
questionable.
leadership you have? Representative leadership you have in this country?
I said some are good. Others are questionable. Others are questionable. Others make promises they clearly don't
yet to
intend
deliver
to keep. It's not yet to deliver. Charlie, you can't come and tell us 50 days. What did she say? 50 something. You tell us 80%.
There's no street lights there.
It's not even from here, from Tesano, all the way until you get to Pokwasi. There's no lights,
That's serious.
Street lights. It's bad. On the N1, it's dark.
Wow.
Most of Accra is dark.
Anyway,
we don't even have, road markings to guide us. Especially, we're thankful that God takes us and brings us back each and every day.
It's just grace.
So,
it's not like you're some wild driver or you have experience
We're just
or
grateful.
your car is big, Charlie.
We're grateful. We're grateful for
Absolutely.
life. We're grateful for life. Grateful for life.
All right, Eno, it's been a really busy.
Remember we said we'd ask about the Doomsday situation because
Absolutely, very important.
A week ago, our viewers sent in, their various stories from all around Ghana about the Doomsday situation. So tell us now, a week on, has it gotten better? Has it, worsened? Or you are somewhere in between the low current and the high voltage? So let us know about that. 0204-447-033, 0204-447-033. Alternatively, go on social media. #Sunday Breakfast. Jude and I will read it here on the show. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely. The funny thing, yesterday when we were on TV and the discussion on, the late night eating came up.
Yes.
I get back to my apartment yesterday and guess what? The first person that met me, who resides in the apartment Oh, so funny because it's like, have I ever eaten a workplace? And his point was that certain foods taste better at certain times. And it's like, see, there's a reason why they say, Abenkwan is best when Adiachisun.
Yes.
Early in the morning.
Really?
I don't even know. So apparently there are some foods that are best eaten at certain times. And the fufu, so right now it's not even like an afternoon or evening meal. It is either early in the morning by 6 a.m. And and I found it really interesting. He was sharing with me that his dad would usually eat like around 6 fufu. 6
like AM or PM?
AM.
Okay.
So I'm like, is it the one that they said no?
Is it
so
the war one or the
they are
one?
warned it. They are.
And who wakes up to do that? I'm sure it was him.
I don't know. So I found it really interesting, and I thought it was like a new phenomenon. But apparently, they are. And the funny thing is that there were people who also eat like maybe if it's kinky or bangu, they don't mind eating it like 5 times a day.
Oh, we have an example in the newsroom. If they start with rice, they'll eat rice
the whole week. I found it very interesting. I think one day we should discuss we've done that a lot to an extent, but like the different palettes and like how people the dynamics of food, right? Because for some people, anything you put on the table, they'll eat. Like some of us, Charlie.
Oh, you're not one of those. What will you eat? You'll be like,
Charlie, but some people are very particular
about what they eat.
So much, so detailed to the point of even the time they eat.
Yeah, which I think is good.
Yeah, but you can't be eating fufu at Charlie 9 o'clock. So I don't know. So I mean, it was an interesting discussion, and I love the fact that people were following. And even outside of the show, I was being accosted, like people were bringing in their concerns, like, oh, you can't say that about fufu. I'm like, oh yes, I'll say that about fufu. It was really interesting to
someone sent a message, I think after we closed the show, that do we know the taste of fufu
at that time.
At
you can't
3
tell me that
a.m.
story.
I'm like, but why are you eating fufu at 3 a.m.? Must you try it and see? You eat fufu any other time.
Is there like some biological explanation to it where like your taste buds,
are heightened at that point?
Yeah.
I doubt it, honestly.
Or like even some physiological balances in
I
your...
think it's either you've gone out to party and then you want something in your stomach before you go to sleep, so you don't wake up, at 6 a.m. or 4 a.m.
Would you
7
eat
a.m.
fufu at?
No,
Like,
I won't.
You're afraid
Even
you...
on a regular day, fufu, we've gone to eat fufu before, so even on a regular day,
True.
I can't eat much.
True.
And someone will say I'm not
I
a
can
real Ashanti,
certify.
but I am a real Ashanti. That's kakre. You, my great grandmother.
But why is it always
queen.
fufu and not like eto or...
I thought it's also nice.
But do people go eat eto at... And
people eat all sorts of things. There was this joint at Osu, and I mentioned it yesterday. There was this joint at Osu. It's only when we're chakakra now, dear, and who said it. Sometime I went there, I hadn't, we're chakakra. You've drank a little. I went there, clear-headed, everything. And the other say,
so if you are clear-eyed, right? If you are
clear-eyed, yes, when you down home. That's the one fashion count and now can't
You're misbehaving this morning. Anyway, so I mean there are so many things we are
fried rice. People are eating all manner of things at certain times of the day or whatever. Someone also is arguing that bayaracha is normal.
At what time?
Whichever time, at 10 p.m., at 11 p.m.
But
at
people,
12.
to be fair, people eat it as a snack.
Hey!
Yeah, so they just fry. It's like yam chips.
It's not a snack. It's a full meal.
If you are eating
if you add the
Pringles,
protein,
if you are eating Pringles and somebody has fried yam,
there's a difference.
What is processed?
See the
That is processed. That's
the
all.
thickness of the yam
please,
and the thickness. The Pringle is flat.
Please. If
So you're saying it's the same thing.
If you eat like some way.
Maybe if you slice your yam in that manner,
That's not possible.
then I'll have no qualms.
That's not possible.
But to cut it
for
this
I know,
thick,
we are not experts, right? And I will not.
we'll not pretend to be.
Exactly. But the point is that like some of these processed foods are even worse, right? We know some of the chemicals they use in making some of these things. So I'd rather eat my yam. And some people chew it raw without any like sauce or spicy sauce or anything, and they're just good to go. Some way.
In some way. Let's do some headlines.
I would love to hear from our viewers, right? As always. So quite a number of requests you have out there this morning. Your take or your make of the kinds, your generally what you make of late night eating. Is this something you've done before? What does it feel like for you when you engage in such, right? Your general thoughts around it, and of course also the doomsday situation. You are being told by the energy ministry that significant upgrades, means that now we have stable supply, even though the transformer situation is still being worked on in terms of the replacement of the faulty one. So we'd love to hear from you. Has it improved? Is it better? Is it worse? Did your lights go out yesterday? What time did they come back on? Share with us. We'll be glad to hear your thoughts on it. Let me just quickly go through some of the headlines, right?
Okay. Let me start with ChannelOneNewsOnline.com while you
please do.
refresh your page. ChannelOneNewsOnline.com. Up to 60% of northern primary schools lack JHS, according to EduWatch Ghana.
That's serious.
Very serious. Other stories. Assembly members' allowance a boost for grassroots governance, and that's according to Other stories you'll find on ChannelOneNewsOnline.com. Ghana needs more power generation despite ESRP progress. Adomako Mensah says so. Mahama announces 1,200 megawatts power plant to boost electricity supply. And Suhini energy debts reprofiled to 2028. Government to procure 40 additional armored vehicles for police. That brings my mind to the guy who tried to steal an armored vehicle.
I mean, what was he thinking?
All the things.
But like back in the day, right? Like, I remember one time when at the police station, somebody stole a car. some tips can be really daring. Yes.
No,
At
but
the
an
police station
armored
car
vehicle.
park. Like, why are you taking it to?
An armored vehicle. What are you going?
Anyway, so that's interesting to note. Anyway, let me take you to citynewsroom.com. You have a couple more headlines. Please do.
Yes. I have don't keep bread beyond 4 days. A baker's warning. And family consecration service. God has been good to us. That's according to the worshippers. And there are pictures of that as well. Yeah, there's the stories right here.
Interesting. They say you shouldn't keep bread beyond 4 days. Yeah, to me, did 2 weeks. So
did,
sana, now they share microwave no more. Now the matter kakra fa
And more day.
Oh, I don't suffer. Anyway, big stories here, citynewsroom.com. And starting with some rather tragic news. 2 killed, several injured after gunmen attack passenger bus near Wale Wale. Moving on to some other stories. PURC silence on outages surprising. Adomako Mensah, who is on the Energy Committee of Parliament. And other stories. Edwatch. Inequitable DACF education funding worsening rural-urban gap. Political interference undermining local governance. That's from Chalok. Mohammed's 1,200 megawatts power plant, nothing new. Adomako Mensah speaking there again. Clear backlog and end aviator style recruitment in health sector. That's coming in from the MPP. In the northern region, over 37,000 candidates to sit 2026 BECE. Chief of Staff announces presidential delivery unit to track government commitments. The IGP is in the news as he says more police needed to meet growing security demands. And finally, with me here, nationwide transformer replacement timetable to be released soon. And that's coming in from the Energy Minister, John Jenapo. Maybe, and finally, right, NIMOS picks up 49 suspected galamseyers in the western region. And these are the big stories here on citynewsroom.com.
I'm on graphiconline.com. Graphiconline.com. Stories you'll find on that portal. Upper East Police foil robbery gang. 2 dead, 4 arrested. Togo introduces fixed penalties for traffic offences. Amazing. Construction of 24-hour economy market for Asesawa. President Mahama cuts sword. Government considering absorbing Western Rail Line under Big Push program, according to the president again. Akosombo Hydroelectric Dam now fully operational. The president says so. And NACOC screens Hajj pilgrims with canine dogs at Tamale Airport. And apparently the first batch of Hajj pilgrims left.
Yeah. I saw a video of them departing from the Tamale Airport.
Yes.
And it was quite interesting, right?
Yes.
So I saw in there the Member of Parliament for Tamale North.
Okay.
Right, who happens to be the Deputy Minister for Roads and Highways, Honorable Al-Hassan Suhini. He was there with his some of his constituents and family members of those who were going on this holy pilgrimage. And it was interesting to see how, the excitement on their faces. I think it's the first time they are departing Tamale. I don't know. I stand to be corrected.
Yeah,
but,
I'm
like they kept waving the plane till the plane went all the way up into the skies, right? And it was interesting to see the Member of Parliament and, his people there. They're actually, very, very happy to see him around there, coordinating all of those things. So, yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting times.
I'm praying that.
How many of them went? 400, right?
Well, I only know about the first batch going. I
think about 400 of them departed in the flight.
In the flight,
yeah,
okay. So for the first batch, yeah. I'm hoping this year there won't be any,
issues around.
You remember? Was it last year that Sunday reported of a woman who was reported dead?
To be fair, I mean,
every days later.
That was like two years ago. Yeah.
2 years ago is when Hawa went. I think it was last year. Yes, 2 years ago was Hawa. It was last year. was last year
Quite
that
sure.
Sanda reported that a woman had been reported that her family were grieving and
Yeah, I
waiting
remember
for her
that story,
to
but it feels like
reappear.
very far away.
It's
but
not far. It's just here.
it was last year.
It was last year.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Truth is, like every now and then, the logistics of moving people for an endeavor like that can be very daunting, right? Because there are so many other things involved.
How many times have we taken people to Hajj?
Yeah, but like things keep changing, right? The numbers keep
So we need
increasing.
to evolve.
That is true. But do we have and mind you, this is heavily subsidized by government,
Yeah.
right? So the planning needs to get better. I agree with you on that,
Thank you.
right? But the logistics of it is not, see, I have people tell me that my friends who've been on it by their own personal means, they tell you that like, it's not really easy, right? Like the conditions, even like getting a place and all of that. So dealing with those numbers, under the circumstance would always be very difficult, right? So we want to just urge government to just keep
We just need to be better.
at it, right?
at
And
managing
I've
the
seen a
whole
lot
thing.
of commitment in that regard, right? Like I said, I saw the minister, the deputy minister there, was possibly some of his constituents were embarking on it. We probably, facilitated, we don't know. So we hope that it gets better. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Okay. Faulty fan regulator sparks domestic fire at Suhum confine. 2 rooms destroyed. Ghana to open diplomatic mission in Mexico to strengthen trade and investment ties. Foreign Affairs Ministry warns against fake travel stamps. And so see areas affected by ECG's planned maintenance on Saturday. Today's list isn't out yet. And U.S. courts limits mail order access to abortion pill mifepristone. And industrial fire at Mutual near Prampam extinguished, no casualties recorded. Ghana 4x100-meter relay team finished 4th at World Athletics Relays Miss Final. That's unfortunate. Kudos to the
Mahama
team.
Hills, congratulations to them, really. Mahama Hills IGP Yohonu for sterling performance. And on May Day, Ghana News Agency workers demand urgent release of outstanding compensations from government. And this is on GhanaNewsAgency.com. And this is the first time I've seen a news outlet report on themselves demanding, what is due them. Right, so Ghana News Agency workers demand urgent release of outstanding compensation from government. Abuatre Festival 2026 Vice President Nano Pokwa Jiman promises transformative infrastructure. Did you see the minority leader? He was clad in hunter Niamao, chief hunter. He was looking for what do you call a deer in tree?
Isn't that Abuatre?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm watching the
in
festival.
in
The name of the festival. Yeah. Is it Oche?
I think so.
Which one is Oche? Charlie, they went to catch the deer.
When you said Oche,
they catch the deer.
my mind automatically went to Oche Bininkwai.
Charlie, it's okay.
It's okay. I hear it's a delicacy. With the Trawana, it's okay.
But shout outs to
Oche
the
Bininkwai is an
people of
amazing-
Ifutu for the successful Abuatre festival.
Want to go to
It
that
was really,
festival
really,
one
really
day.
colorful. The energy was up there. Like when you see the videos of the youth when they caught the deer and they brought it, it was really exciting to watch that, some of these cultural norms are being still kept and lived and is living on. So it's interesting to see. Advocates push TVET to tackle youth unemployment, and NCCE intensifies public education on constitutional rights in the digital spaces. These are sort of big stories on the GhanaNewsAgency.org.gh.
Okay, I'm on newscenter.com. The center is SCENTA. And stories you'll find, and messages are just flowing, and we'll get to that in a bit, but let's do the headlines on newscenter.com. Western region, NIMOS picks up 49 suspected galamseyas. Firefighters contain major industrial blaze in Pram. First batch of 430 Guinean pilgrims, you were right, departs Tamale for 2026 Hajj. EMP pays $2 million out of $5 million Black Stars World Cup pledge. Addressing ongoing, yes, I mentioned it yesterday. Address ongoing power supply challenges. Sami Ewuku says so. Government crippling OSP to weaken corruption fight, according to the minority. Yes, and those are some of the stories you find on News Center.
I wanted to bring you some big headline stories on the international front, right?
Right.
Because we do know that the war between the US and Israel and Iran is escalating. Trump said that they are yet to reach an agreement. Yesterday he was on the news and even said that he didn't know who he was speaking to in terms of negotiations, and that has got a lot of people talking. But I'll start off with a story from Germany, right? But still with the US military, because Germany says US troop withdrawal foreseeable as Trump warns of more cuts. Some other stories here. Oil tanker hijacked off coast of Yemen and taken towards Somalia. Taiwan president visits Eswatini days after blaming China for cancelled trip. 13 killed in Israel. Israeli strikes on southern Lebanon, health ministry says. Man charged with murder and sexual assault of a 5-year-old Australian girl. Like, wow, unbelievable. The Iran war has strengthened Ukraine in surprising ways. Could a ceasefire with Russia be closer? And that's an interesting analysis by the BBC In-Depth. That's what they call the blog, and it's on the website. And finally, here, man arrested in Austria after rat poison found in baby food jars.
Wow.
I don't even know what the world is becoming. Right.
Wow.
Incredible scenes. So these are some of the big stories. Of course, US threatens shipping firms with sanctions if they pay Iran tolls. And these are some of the big stories as being reported globally by the BBC. Is there anyone want to read for us?
So I was on the BBC, when you come further down, it says the clandestine network smuggling Starlink tech into Iran to beat internet blackout. I found that interesting.
The war has taken many different turns, right? To think about the fact that before the attack on Iran, the Strait of Hormuz was opened, right? Everything was normal. Then the war gets heated up, then it's closed by Iranian forces, their naval forces. Then for some funny reason, US also say if you don't open it, you are coming in to block the thing. It's just interesting to follow. The thing is already closed. They are saying you are coming in to block. I mean, to an extent, Iran were allowing vessels from China and other friendly states, right? So the US says we are having none of that. So we are also coming to block it, and it's now causing lots of challenges for the global economy, particularly, the supply of crude. And so we're hoping that all of that ends soon and the prices fall so that some of us can enjoy the benefits of it thereof. I would want to just read a story briefly, then we go on a quick break. The citynewsroom.com is reporting nationwide transformer replacement timetable to be released soon. And that's a story attributed to the Energy Minister, John Abdullahi Janapo. Excerpts read, the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Abdullahi Janapo, has announced that a nationwide timetable for transformer replacement and upgrades will be released in the coming weeks as part of efforts to stabilize power supply. He said 140 new transformers have already been installed, with an additional 300 set to be deployed in the coming weeks to improve electricity reliability across the country. Speaking at a town hall meeting in Koforidua, Mr. Janapo stressed that the government is working to ensure Ghana does not return to the era of persistent power outages widely known as Doomsor. He also commended staff of the Volta River Authority and the Ghana Grid Company for their swift response in restoring power after a recent fire at the Akosombo Gridco substation. Mr. Jinapo noted that Ghana is not only meeting its domestic electricity demand, but it's also exporting power to neighboring countries including Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, and Togo. He further clarified that the ongoing transformer installations are part of a new procurement drive. According to the minister, the government remains on its track to install more than 2,500 new transformers nationwide, describing the current energy situation as stable. So, Edo, you are being told that the system has been fixed, or the challenges with supply largely has been fixed. And what we should expect now is the upgrade of the transformers. According to them, a lot of old ones are in the system, and it's interfering with stability within power supply, right? So that would mean that there'll be another kind of a schedule, right? So it's not a doomsday timetable. It's a transformer replacement timetable, Charlie. First they said it was rotational schedule. They don't want to hear doomsday and timetable in one breath. Anyway, we'll take a quick break. Yes, when we are back, there's a lot more right here on Sunday Breakfast. Don't go away.
Shall bow, every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Every knee shall bow, every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. No, I'm sorry if you're full. Oh, you're right. Oh, yes. Kocho Jenina Beku to know Tetrema Bepe Mwaka. Said Jesus, oh, you're right. Koto Jenina Beko to know Tetrema Bepe Mwaka. Said Jesus, oh, you're right. We glorify your name. We glorify, oh, your name. Oh, our Lord, we glorify your name. We glorify your name. We glorify your name. Oh, our Lord, we glorify your name. We glorify your name. We glorify your name. Oh, our Lord, we glorify your name. Yeshawudin and Onyam. 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 Oh, Eradi. Yeshawudin and Onyam. We glorify your name. We glorify your name. Yeah. Oh, our Lord, we glorify your name. Yeshawudine no nyam. Yeshawudine no nyam. Oh, yes, Lord. Irade Yeshawudi Udina Yawawa na Dumashe Mumma Irade Udina Ayewawa. Yeah. Ishira Womu Udina Yewawa na Dumashe Mumma Jesus Madinina, mi guancobia, oh, many da so, mahodi, Madinina, mi guancobia, many da so, mahodi, my safe refuge, you are my strength, Madinina, mi guancobia, many danso, mahodi, many danso niwo, mahodi, oh. Oh yes, mahodi. When life's failing me, many dance on you. Mahodi. When men fail, you stand strong. Many dance on you. Mahodi. You have never failed us. Many dance on you. Mahodi. Oh. Yeah, Mahodi, you are all we have. Many dance on you. Yeah, Mahodi, Michel, me consuming for so many dance on you. I'll lift up my eyes unto the hills. Mahodi, from where comes my help? My help cometh from the Lord. Hey, the Lord who made the heavens and the earth. Mahodi, you oh, hey, Sayadana Mane. Dance on you, Mahodi, yeah, many dance on you, yeah, Mahodi, many dance on you, Mahodi, many dance on you, oh, very exciting. Mahodi, many dance on you, and you're the ever faithful one. We will trust in you, and you are faithful. Jesus, you are true. And you're the ever, forever faithful one. We will trust in you. Some may trust in horses and chariots, but we will trust in you. Oh, you're the ever faithful one. We will trust in now bandin and you oh womana until for ina Johnny betwa womana until for ina benya foudi abandin and you oh hey womana until for nina benya foudi abandin you oh womana until for nina benya foudi abandin oh yeah oh Jehovah yeah kron yeah, he's holy. You are no name, hey, I hold till fall. One need us on you, oh no, now exalt you. I want to fall. One in need of Suniwo. One Kwana, oh yeah. Kong. Our home till fall. All the saints gather. They need us, so you are hope against. Oh no, yeah. Oh yeah, come. Jehovah. Oh yeah, come. Oh, Selevenia Tena. You are no need. Uni come. Till fall. One need us soon. Oh, Sevenieli Casenatai. And I yes, Shirawo. Asafu Yehovah. Oh, yeah, clone. Oh, yeah, clone. Na ye mauso. Uni asafu Yehovah. Oh, yeah, clone. We are come. Na yeshira wo. Asafu Yehovah. We are come. Come. Na yema uso. Asafu Yehovah. Revedi sevaina. We are come. Jesus. Oh, team order. We never change. Jesus. Any night, Jesus. Oh, team order. Now, yeah, Jesus. He's the God of yesterday. Now, yeah, Nasuji. He says, oh, your Jesus, I cover. Oh, team, down. Now, yeah, energy. He says, oh, yeah, Jesus, oh, your Jesus, oh, we give you glory, Lord. Oh, team, order. No, yeah, he says. Oh, yeah, February, Muji, he says. Now, Sansu, yeah, March, Muji, he says. Oh, team. Order. Oh, your so Jesus. Keep your hope in him. Oh, team. Order. Oh, your so Jesus. Oh, team. Oh, yeah, my bank see. Ni mechifo michem migwankobia mira meda wa siuda uye mabankesi ni mechifo michem migwankobia mira meda wa siuda. Oye mapankasi ni michifo michem migwankobia o mira mida awasiuda bwame eradi yeswe oh mihia womoa say to me hia womoa. Anybody need the help of the Lord? Bwame, Radi, Yeswe, lift your voice and say, Mihia Womboa. Say, Dimi, Yawomboa. Boame randi yeswe say Boame randi yeswe oh me yaomboa say de me yaomboa Boame randi yeswe Boame randi yeswe me yaomboa say de me yaomboa me yaomboa say me yaomboa oh without your help we are nothing say de yaomboa ye yaomboa say de yaomboa we have tried our strength has failed ye yaomboa say de ye yaomboa oh yeah, more. Say, dear, yeah, more. Onyami tumfo, Oshe soda. Nana taban kesi, no boy, ye hoba. Oba tampa, Okaye fam, ni home. Mama, yeah, and then it nina oh oba tampa wokayen fam wama ya ehyayen and then it nina oh oba tampa oh yes wokayen fam wama ya ehyayen and then it nina oh Tampani wo, ukaya famu wo, umaye and then it did now. Be reminded of this. Oh, you Tampa, oh, ukaya famu wo, now umaye and then it did now. Let the words resound in your ears. Oh, you Tampa. Okayen from the world, he never leaves nor forsakes. Oh my, and then it now. If you're in need, just know. Oh, but I'm no Kayen from the world. Oh my, oh, and then it now. Oh my, and then it now. Oh my, there's an assurance that comes from the presence of God being with us. Oh my, he said, I will not leave you nor forsake you. We are not alone. Oh yes. Oh my, and then it now. He carries us on eagle's wings. Oh my, and then it now. Oh, forever. Oh, my Indian, go and say, and then it did now, rather deliver say now. Oh, my Indian, oh, my Indian, then now, oh, my Indian, oh, my Indian, and then it did now. Oh, yes, oh, my Indian. Say Sava. Oh my and then it daddy now. Oh my and daddy now. Said the name of I no side. Oh my and Uvenas. Oh my and oh my and oh, oh my and oh, oh my and oh my and then it now. Oh my and he gives us food today, everlasting bread. He's the bread of life. He's the bread of life. I have the bread of, confess this, I have the bread of life. I have the bread of life. I have the bread of life. Oh my oh my
This is still Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel One TV with me, Inu Safu. So your messages have been trickling in, and I'm going to read a bit of them. So Adjoa from Wayarifa says, I do late night eating occasionally, but trust me, it doesn't taste any different. In fact, it's not something I like. This one says, Marcus, he says, I'm Marcus Jude. I'm so grateful to God, not because I got what I want, but I'm not where I used to be. Thank you, God. And this one says, Jude, I'm grateful to God for my life. When you have life, there's hope.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I like the positive energy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I love it too. I love it too. When you're
Amazing.
positive, good things come to you.
Yeah.
Manifest positivity.
Yeah. They say some people say fake it till you make it. I don't know where you stand on that debate though. But some also say, you know, like
what?
they have a way they say it, like manifest it, like speak it into existence. Yeah. Anyway.
Right.
All right, I know. Okay, so this other message coming in right now says,
Okay.
I'm grateful for family, I'm grateful for friends, I'm grateful for where I work and all the lovely people around me. It's been a tough start to the year, but gradually things are smoothing out, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the year has for me. And you say your name is Eli Gleam, sending this message from Ho. Thank you so much for that message, Eli. And yes, you can also send in your message. We'll be glad to read it for you on the show today. So I know last week on the show for the health segment, we had a very exciting conversation on head and neck cancers, right? You know, and Doc took us through the various stages of it, you know, and it was kind of practical because she also showed us photos, you know, of some source and what it could mean. And for me, it was interesting because I really wonder how medical practitioners are able to do it. How they see some sore or an opening somewhere and instantly just say that this is this and not this. You know, how do you know I didn't bite my tongue when I was chewing and it is there? You know, but for some reason they're able to like clearly spell out what kind of sore is what. So, and on that, on the show today, we'll be discussing cold sores. You know, we'll be discussing cold sores, and it is from a medical perspective. You know, cold sores sounds like cold stores. We are not selling fish and chicken on the show today. We're actually helping you, you know, make sense of your health and improve it. And Doc is ready. We want to invite her onto the big
set.
The seat, you know, the hot seat. Dr. Kalsum Zakaria Adam is a public health advocate. She works at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. She's a maxillofacial surgeon. What that means is that she has money. That'll be the whole story. They have plenty of money. You can't tell me otherwise. You know, it's funny. Senior Kafu Day, I don't know if you've been following his YouTube. He interviewed the first plastic surgeon in Ghana. Really solid conversation. And when you look at the man, you know, you clearly can tell he's a very learned person. And he also looks like money. He smells like money. You know, so the surgeons, they have money. You know, so if you have a maxillofacial surgeon here, it means money has come. Doc, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You can't tell me otherwise. You can't even deny this anyway. I hope you are well.
Yes, I am. How about you?
I'm thriving too, by God's grace. We're discussing cold sores today.
Yeah.
Right? And once we have cold sores, I'm assuming there's hot sauce.
There's no hot sauce.
There are no hot sauce.
Yeah.
Right. Before you even like delve into the conversations today, last week we also discussed
Head and neck cancers.
head and cancers and all of that. You showed us some photos of like sores, you know, certain parts of the mouth area, the tongue and all of that. How different is what we are discussing now from cold sores? Then you just segue us through.
Okay.
Thank you.
So last week we spoke. We had a lengthy conversation on oral and then head and neck cancers, and we mentioned that one of the presentations or manifestation is when you have an ulcer, a non-healing ulcer for about 2 weeks, greater than 2 weeks, around the head and neck region, which we mentioned can be from the lips, it can be from the mucosa or the flesh within the mouth, any part of the mucosa, and then also it can also affect the tongue, under the tongue, can affect the oropharynx. It can also present as having a lump on the neck region or in the jaws, anywhere within the head and neck region. Okay. And then we also mentioned that it can be a sore that appears on the lips. Okay. But oftentimes it can be differentiated from what we are coming to talk about today, which is the cold sores. Its medical term is usually herpes simplex labialis. So it has to do with an ulcer that would happen. Usually it starts off as some discomfort, like a tingling sensation or numbness around parts of the lips or anywhere. So usually it can affect any part of the body, but oftentimes the most often areas that it can manifest is around the lips that you may see. Okay, so you may have some tingling sensation, numbness associated with part of the lip, and then you feel a little unwell. Then in about a day or two, you notice that you would have had or you have developed some blisters. Okay, so once you develop these blisters are often painful and fluid-filled. So we call them vesiculobulous lesions, where they have some fluid in there. And then this fluid would mature, and with time, these blisters would rupture. So when it ruptures, then you end up with an ulceration. At the beginning stages of the ulceration, these ulcers are wet. Then with time, they dry up, and then the healing process goes on. So it has about 4 stages that we have spoken about. But these
So the sores are different from the blisters.
Yes. So the sore would rupture, and when it ruptures,
It becomes a blister.
The blister will rather rupture
And become a sore. Okay.
So when it becomes a sore,
So the blister is like just a crack, an opening.
No, the blister is fluid filled. So you will see that the part of the
So like
area
it
that
reddens
is affected is reddened.
and
there's
swells.
some water in it.
Okay, so that's the blister.
That's the blister, or there's some fluid within it. So that's the blister.
It could be pus or
No.
It's just
once
liquid.
you bring in pus, that means there's some superimposed infection. That's not
Okay.
what we are dealing with
Okay.
now. So you see a
So
blister.
like what we have on our screen.
Exactly, like what we have on our screen. So it starts off like this that we have on our screen. So this is showing someone who has the second stage. So the initial stage would have been some tingling sensation around the area, then develops these eruptions or blisters. Now after, so you can see that there's a blister just close to the commissure, that corner of the lip, we call it the commissure, and this is how it often presents, and it often will be painful as well, and you feel generally unwell. The reason why it's called cold sores is because, how it was first discovered.
Okay.
Because people tend to have some, or people who have some fever, or even sometimes it's even called fever blisters.
Fever blisters.
So you tend to have some blister. You tend to have fever, and then some cold associated with it. So that is why it's called cold sores, but not necessarily.
Maybe not malaria.
Exactly. Yes.
And
so
more
you feel
often
a
than
little
not, when it
feverish
comes,
and all
you
of that.
fall sick.
Yes, you do fall sick. So what happens is that the etiological agent is a virus.
Okay.
And that virus we call the herpes simplex virus 1. Okay. Now, this virus, oftentimes, you get it through skin-to-skin contact. So let's say through kissing, the person, especially, and it becomes very infectious during the blister stage and then during the ulcer stage.
So when the liquid from it
exactly touches, is either it touches directly from skin to skin, or the person may have used a particular utensils, so like a cup, I've drunk from a cup,
Spoon or something.
a spoon, you know, or I've used a towel, and another person who is not infected would use these equipment or these instruments, and then eventually they end up inoculating these viruses, and then they end up having the infection.
So it's
as well.
easily
So when you look at
communicable.
it,
It's easily, you know,
yeah,
transferred.
so skin to skin, very often, that is how you get it. Oftentimes, when you look at the population, about 50% of all adults do have this infection. So once you are infected with it, you can't eradicate it 100%.
50% of adults.
50% of all adults do have it.
So in this studio, about 5 of us have it.
Exactly.
Or 3.
Yes.
And on this
So
set, about 2.
Exactly.
Oh, then it's the 12. It's not me. Wow, that's serious.
Yes. So oftentimes, when you do get it and then you get the manifestation, it goes into dormancy. So dormancy meaning that it will go and hide itself within the cells of your nerves and then stay there till the right conditions are there for it to have another manifestation. So what are some of the conditions that are right? So that's why you see that people say that they're about to get fever or they're about to get malaria or something. So stressful conditions can cause its reactivation. So stressful conditions can be mental stress, where somebody is going to write a very important exams and is under so much mental stress, or any other thing that would put a whole strain on the person's mental.
You know, this conversation is so practical for me because I saw it play out like real time, just like a week ago or so, you know, because I have a friend who was organizing a fair. The president was scheduled to be there and he was like the lead on it, you know, and days before.
He ended up having these, yes.
Wow.
That's
So
true.
the stress is like
stress.
the key thing.
Yes, so stress is number one. So either, as we mentioned, mental stress or physical stress. So physical stress can come from certain ailments. So any of the ailments that we have been speaking about, once it will have some physical stress on the patient, they can end up manifesting or having the reactivation of this herpes simplex virus 1, which would show us the herpes simplex labialis that we are talking about. Another thing could be that some immune compromised states in some patients. So immune compromised states meaning that it's either the person has any of the conditions like diabetes that is not controlled, or the person is having the retroviral infection as well, or even malnutrition. So any of these conditions that reduce your immune states can also cause the reactivation of these viruses, and then the patient may end up having.
How about your immune system, right? What role does it play in all of this? Because I want to believe, or I'm assuming that a very strong immune system can withstand the stresses that would bring about this.
Exactly. So that's what we are talking about.
No,
Once
I passed the thing, Charlie. No.
Once your immunity.
Buy medical school forms for me. No.
If only we were simple.
So once you have a very strong immune system, I mean, the reactivation is not possible. But then once your immune system is low, yes, then the chances are that you may end up having the reactivation. So the reactivation is going to come back onto the skin and then cause this blisters, sores, and then eventually heals.
Wow.
To take most of the time about 7 to 10 days
before you heal.
from beginning all the way for you to heal.
Earlier on,
when
you
you are
said
getting these
you
ulcers.
earlier mentioned that these sores could be on any parts of your body.
Yes.
But why
Like
do we
the
commonly see
genitalia.
it at your, what did you say, is it corsa?
Which one?
The side of your mouth.
No, that's the commissure.
Commisha.
Yes.
Commisha.
So either on top of...
I throw it away.
We say lips and go your way. You want to be a doctor by force.
I want to have a technical experience on the show.
Yeah.
You know, so the commisha.
Yes, so the commissure, sometimes even the... So looking at this particular picture that we have on the screen, it's another way that it will manifest. So this is still an early stage. So this is a blister. You can see that there's a blister there. And then where the arrow is showing, you can see that there's some erythema or reddened area around the blister. that which is fluid filled. And where this is situated, as you can see, is on the lower lip, okay? And then the lower lip, it's on either side. You can see where the skin proper, and then there's a place where we usually would paint. We call that place the vermilion border, or the vermilion. So you can see that it's spanning from the skin, the vermilion border, and the vermilion itself. And this is typical of the herpes simplex labialis that we are talking about. So this is another manifestation of the herpes labialis.
Is it
so
a
next
good idea to press it?
No, it's not, because at the time where you have the blisters, that is where you can easily give the infection. You are most infectious at that stage. So whatever fluid that comes out, if it touches another person, the person is likely to have it as well. So it is not advisable that when you have the blisters, you go picking the blisters or even the sores. No. So rather that is when you would have to maintain very good hygiene at that stage. Make sure that if you're applying any of these topical agents or creams on it, you do that and then you perform your hand hygiene so that you don't end up inoculating or spreading to other areas.
Doc, let me ask you a question I've been asking you for a couple of weeks now. How are you able to identify that this is indeed, a cold sore and not like a stench from like some insect or something else?
All right.
Or even fire, right? Because sometimes when you come into contact with, you see all these swellings, reddish swellings.
Or a canker sore.
Or a canker. Okay. So a canker sore, maybe let me start from the canker sore. So the canker sore, usually you find there are also painful sores that happen inside the mouth. So canker sores, most of the time, you don't see them outside the mouth. You see them inside the mouth. So inside the mouth, meaning that it can be inside when you open your mouth, the flesh that you see, we call it the mucosa. So the flesh that you see, it can happen there. Okay, it can also happen maybe on the flesh that is close to the gums as well. So those are canker sores. And these canker sores too, most of the time, they are also very painful, just like these ones. But they are not caused by a virus, canker sores. Canker sores are not caused by a virus. And they are not contagious, like we have with herpes labialis. Okay, so herpes labialis is caused by a virus. Canker sores are not caused by viruses. Canker sores are just caused by some immune-mediated process that is not well established yet. But you can just make some associations associated with it. And when you come into contact with a canker sore, the likelihood of you wouldn't get it is because it's an immune-mediated process, as opposed to the cold sores. When you do come into contact with it, you will have it. So these are very common things that you look at, and then you should be able to differentiate and advise patients accordingly. So for the sting, so that would not appear as multiple blisters as we have in this particular picture. So this particular picture as well, you can see that there's some manifestation as well. You can see multiple blisters or fluid-filled vesicles, and this is affecting the upper lip region. So the upper lip region, and it's even very close to that area there. We call it the philtrum or the philtral region, which is on the right side, okay, or the philtral ridge, and then a little beyond the philtral ridge on that side, and then involving also the upper lip. The vermilion is also involved, and then so this is the second stage. So in this patient, I'm sure he or she may have felt the prodromal symptoms of having maybe some tingling sensation or numbness around that area, feeling of unwellness, and then the next thing in about 48 hours or in about 24 hours, they break out with these blisters that we see on the picture. So this blister will then move on to become an ulcer when it's ruptures, and then the ulceration will then go through the healing process, and then eventually will be free from it. Then it goes back into the dormancy state. So once you have been infected with it, there's no way you can get rid of the virus. So the virus would be with you, and any time that it is right with your immune system going down, then you would have a reactivation of it. And most often, how do we get it? We get it from, let's say, kids as children. Somebody comes and then holds you, kisses you, you know, who already has the virus. You get it. Or as kids, adults are having a drink or something, then, oh, let me give it to the child. So the child drinks directly from the same cup as an adult, and then you get the infection. And then the infection goes on and on and on, with you having reactivations, and then it comes on, and then it goes back into dormancy. So oftentimes, and then also I mentioned that herpes simplex viruses, there are a number of them. You have 1, 2, 3, some of them all the way to 6 or even 7. Now, the herpes simplex virus 2 has been implicated in the formation of herpes that affects the genital area. So you can have, even sometimes in oral sex, you can have the herpes simplex virus 1 affecting the genital area. And then if, let's say, the man, or yes, let me just say the man, if the man does have the herpes simplex virus 2, you can end up giving it to the lady through oral sex as well.
Or what's the other technical name for it? Or is it
Cunnilingus?
Yes, yes, that is also possible.
Wow.
So you can end up having that virus.
I was going to say, when you mentioned herpes,
Yeah.
that's where my mind went to,
Yes, yes.
immediately, herpes.
Yes.
Cunnilingus,
So
okay.
herpes, yes,
Makes sense now.
exactly.
we are being told also that some, the use of some extra creams, you know, could also trigger reactions, right? Are they in the family of cold sores, or that is completely different?
Okay, so when it comes to creams and herpes simplex labialis, it has to do with how the creams are applied. So it just comes back to what I said. You shouldn't be picking these sores. You shouldn't be picking these blisters. So oftentimes when it happens, it's painful. So people resort to using some of these topical anesthetic agents, which come in the form of creams, or they use petroleum jelly, just so that the place is moisturized, it doesn't get dried, and then it ends up
petroleum jelly,
cracking.
is it in Kuto or Vaseline?
Yes, Vaseline.
Vaseline. Yeah. When you say petroleum jelly like that, you know, I had an idea what you were saying, but you know, just for the purposes of
yes. So Vaseline.
Does it mean that when you get it, or when you have the virus and it goes dormant, that means like for the rest of your life, anytime you're stressed, it's going to come up?
Yes. So if the situation is right, it can reactivate and come up. You can't get rid of it.
You know, it's so true, because I remember
you can't
colleagues
get rid
back
of
in school, you know, at university, who during every exam period would develop this.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Like, and my mind is just now going back to it. And there are those who, during the raining season, they develop it.
Exactly. So any stressful condition.
But how is raining season stressful?
Well, everybody's immunity is different.
That's
Possibly rainy seasons, they tend to have some malaria. Malaria is a physical ailment, and that could be the source of stress that the patient.
So the whole idea is to manage your stress well.
Yes, to
your
manage
immune
your
system.
stress. And then this picture as well is also showing Anna, but this one is the sore stage. So the blisters have broken and the fluid has been released, and this is the beginning of the ulceration that we spoke about.
What's the worst case scenario for a sore like this, right? Because usually we hear that, oh, it can get very badly infected, it affects other parts of your mouth, and now surgery. But I want to believe these are very rare cases.
No, but these ones, usually the herpes simplex labialis, they are mild to moderate cases. It wouldn't be that bad unless there's some really bad immune compromised state with some superimposed infection, then it spreads to other areas. But typically, this is how the sequelae is. Blisters, then you come to the sore, just the area that has been affected, just like this. And then if it is not inoculated in other areas, then eventually it heals.
Okay.
So yes, it goes down and
So
then
it
it
always
heals.
has to become a sore before
Yes,
it heals.
it has to. Yes, it has to
Okay.
break into
So
an
how
ulceration.
what must you do? But you
Okay.
can't tell me that actually. Don't say.
So most of the
ease
time-
your stress down.
So most of the time, you can actually control the symptoms by taking an antiviral medication. So like isaclivir, if in some patients you can prescribe that to help reduce the viral load at this point. And then the use of the topical antiseptic agent, lidocaine, some certain times, some lubricants, you know, all of them topical. You can just use on the area to ease the pain as it goes through the whole sequelae for it to be able to die off and then heal nicely. So this picture in the background again is showing us this is an ulcer, but the ulcer is healing. Okay, so this is the last stage.
So an
that I
ulcer is
was
a
talking-
sore.
An ulcer is a sore. So when you hear ulcer anywhere, it's a sore. Okay, which would be able to, you have a base, you have the edges, and then you have the floor to look at. But that's more technical. So this is a sore, and the sore is healing. So we can see that it's drying up nicely. So in this stage, it's also affecting the lower lip, and then you can see that it has started, it's dried up
Yeah.
nicely. So eventually, in about 2 or 3 days, this should disappear completely.
But is that advisable to even apply some of these cream
Topical.
analgesics
Yes, it
on
is,
your
because
on
if
your
it is-
lips, for example?
If it's painful, you're unable to eat.
Yeah, but
know-
are you not? Do you not risk,
Mm-hmm.
you know, consuming it, which is then now very harmful?
Oh no,
Why are you
not
consuming
not
cream?
necessarily. So it's just going to be like a right size or a pea size
On your
that you
on
put,
the
and
area.
just on the area, so that the pain, the intense pain that you're in, reduces.
People use.
So you're just managing the
There's a question
symptoms.
here
Please
for
don't
Doc.
judge me, right?
Okay.
Don't judge me.
I'll
And
judge you,
I'm
me, you
feeling
know I'll judge
embarrassed
you.
about
Oh, say it.
the what is it? Gentian violet? Or
Ah,
yes,
gentian
yes,
violet.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
is that what they call it?
Yes.
Gentian violet.
Gentian violet. But that's
I almost said
may
gentle.
not, because gentian violet comes in a solution form, and that one dries up. You know, when you use it for maybe some abrasions or some lacerations that have been sutured and all of that.
But not
I
on the
think
lip.
not on the lip. It's
On the lip.
really yes, it's really
Oh,
not.
so I see
There's a
some
question
like
here that I
rather
would
you
have
would
asked
want something
anyway.
around the mouth. I see some use it around the mouth.
Yes.
Actually.
I would have
So
asked
rather you would
this
want to
question
use
that's what the person has
something that
sent.
is moisturized. So moisturized, like an oil-based, you know, just to keep the moisture around it and not rather dry it
Interesting.
out completely. Otherwise, you risk getting more cracks, more pain, and then
There's a
eventually-
myth that people associate with this, and someone has sent it in. I was about to
Okay.
ask this. Hi, Sunday breakfast. My mom used to tell me that when your soul is sad, that's when you get this. You just have to boil eggs and eat. It will go.
When your soul is
Is
sad,
that true? Yeah, I've heard that before. That when
Maybe
your
there
soul
may
is
be-
sad,
there may be
okara
some-
ho, and then you get, you know,
Uh-huh.
the cold sores, and sometimes they say eat an egg and put some.
So how do you know
There-
if your,
and then
your,
it's
your
some-
soul is happy?
So maybe there's
you won't
some
get sick.
scientific basis in the sense that if your soul is sad, possibly you are in a very pensive mood, you are in a very
Stressed situation.
stress situation, so it reduces your immunity. If you already do have the infection,
Actually, it makes
reactivation-
sense, right? You know, if you are stressed, you are not,
Reactivation.
you know, inherently
yeah.
you are not yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Then eventually you may end
I
up
guess they didn't
having-
have a name for it.
Yes,
so,
at that time.
at that time.
Doc,
Yeah,
it's always a
that's
pleasure having you.
Thank you so much.
And,
So it's very
and-
important that once you have this, you need to be having, your hand hygiene is very important. Don't end up involving yourself in kissing. You know,
This thing that I'm
because skin
saying
to
here,
skin
it's
contact
always-
at that moment.
Why
Yeah.
would you even want to
will
kiss
end up,
someone with that thing on your mouth?
you know.
No,
I mean,
I-
even at the blister stage.
Yeah.
You know, people would want to, you know, so you need to keep some distance till the whole face is gone. Then you can go back to your normal life and make sure that you are hydrating, make sure that you are eating properly at that moment. Make sure that you don't, especially the vulnerable, that's kids, when they come around, you may want to share a drink with a child, make sure that it should be different so that you don't end up transferring, because that's one of the ways.
Some people feel
ways.
Offended, especially like if they give their child a drink and they change the straw.
Yeah.
But
it's important,
yeah.
Yes, and then also, we don't greet by giving pegs and kisses, but in the developed world, that is one of their ways of.
And it's a super spreader endeavor.
Exactly. Yes.
Wow.
So those
Doc,
are some of the
it's
ways.
always a pleasure having you, right?
Thank you.
You're taking in sometimes childlike questions, sometimes very pedestrian questions, and offering all the relevant insight. I feel like sometimes you ask a question like, what the hell? Like, I don't know, but you try for us, and we are really grateful.
Thank you too for having me.
We'll catch you next week, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have an idea what we'll look at next week?
Not yet,
Somebody
but
sent
I'm
me
sure.
a message and said that we should discuss the health aspect of a broken heart. No.
Interesting.
It be serious
Health
matter.
aspect of broken heart. Okay.
The
Let's see.
physiological
Is your heart actually
imbalances.
broken?
Yeah, if your heart's really broken.
Or
Alright,
it's
we
just
can-
a feeling.
So
talk
maybe you
about
channel in your inner counselor and physician and surgeon for us, right?
Definitely.
We'll be looking forward to that.
All right.
Doc, thank you so much.
Thank you
from
too for having
a
me.
very important health conversation on cold sores, how they come up, how they develop, and what you can do to, remedy the situation. We move to another health conversation. This time, rather tragic, because a mother and the, unborn baby died in a facility at Kaswa. Concerns about medical negligence, have become rife in the aftermath of this really sad development. Our correspondent in the central region, Akwesiado, has been following the story and filed this report.
The Mother and Child Hospital in Kaswa has come under intense public scrutiny after the death of 27-year-old Abigail Opoku, who was expecting her first child. According to relatives, Abigail was referred to the facility last Friday from a private hospital after doctors recommended the cesarean section due to delayed labor. Her sister, Doris Opoku, says repeated requests for the surgery were denied because staff cited the lack of an available bed in the recovery ward.
Na simbie se o se nsuo ne basa ntesa na akwala no anhwa na yenya no because nsuo na ebo akwala no ho ban na eno aso na eba no nti yekona so mka so mbe CS kra na maye pupu yeti nti mekwa na meka kire ne se o se no maka manu nsu no o se recovery ayema nti ye surgery kra na onya bibia ndawa recovery.
The family says Abigail endured severe pain for nearly 36 hours before she died.
And a nurse for the Gina home of Fred doctor. I'm a auntie nurse, me belly woo, get me by inside, you, I've almost a quarter rubber. No more true, I said, what
Relatives insist her death could have been prevented and are demanding a full-scale investigation into the circumstances.
You call bed 2 before 3 a.m. Kusia na pa yamane dru yamane hwe eno ane so oda ho vitals mpo minkai so mo check yi minim se me na me hu dia eno ane so oda o sa munka hwe no opre ka so munye ni CS nyina o mefi.
The incident has since sparked wider public concern, with calls for accountability from health professionals and a broader review of care standards in public hospitals within the Kaswa enclave.
The autumn the bit matter be a baby there someone can say now the other back where they go. Let me see what for bobo minimo the MT as your mammy letters I'm in fan call. Papa be cried the hospital one of jam say ha omo kumiri ya it may bakura yare ya no me ba no di card na bahada mama na ma.
Several other residents who claim to have had troubling experiences at the facility are also beginning to share their ordeals.
It's ya dabbe de so hu sa kwa ne ba na ye tietie mu say owu ansana mobile babeshe lady no kra woto mpa so. And still and I was going through pace. Na me hu say akra na eba. But wo ka o mu feel me it is a man take that decision no na me am sorry ya. And maybe I will lose my life in the bed. And I say metumi ayeden. Ahwe me ba no.
Omo ka je so anakasa betumi awo. E na omo wo ni jo ho na ma me na nhunu. Ansa na omo we fast. Na mka so omo ye sorry. We dey omo refer to we theater why. Timada nja de akoso ano no.
Victims and families are now urging health authorities to assess operational standards and address possible systemic failures to prevent a recurrence.
My older sister also went there and she was treated in that same manner. And I am aware this is not the first time it's happening there. So I am seeking for investigations to be done or launched by the Ministry of Health, find out the cause of the death of Abigail Opoku.
Management of the hospital are yet to make any official response to the issue. During a visit, the team from ChannelOne News was told that all top managers were not readily available and will only return to the facility next week. Several residents, particularly women, have begun speaking out about alleged poor treatment at maternal health facilities in the area following the death of Abigail Opoku, who was reportedly denied a cesarean section at the Mother and Child Hospital. One such individual, Martha, not her real name, recounted how she nearly lost her life after her baby died in her womb when she was allegedly turned away from the Kaswa Polyclinic.
Instead said midwife no be hwe me no ka cha me say me ko na me say me tam apan 2 weeks and o sha me ko fie ade aye ntumi hwe la ye di mutam be na du so na me bowra baby omoje awo no ward ho no na me ka cha midwife ba ko say baba last week me ba ye 2 weeks apan wo mo say me nko and aso ma ba 1 week aye 3 weeks no midwife ne say me san ko it's me ko twitwa scan na me run scan no mo cha me sa kwa na wu you know me say midwife be na last week in me buy your pan me. Was they said that day no. Na me buy na me make a midwife on this. I won't share me one pan me na go share me. Maybe anka me nya akwa.
Authorities have expressed concern over the situation at the Mother and Child Hospital and other public health facilities within the municipality.
These stories are becoming one too many with the mother and child. Something must change, and this is the time.
The incident, along with a wave of public complaints, has prompted the Central Regional Health Directorate to set up an investigative committee to probe the circumstances surrounding the death.
And so I have absolute confidence that the team that has been set up will definitely get to the bottom of this issue.
Residents of the deceased have welcomed the decision, expressing hope that it will bring clarity and accountability.
So mbeye de omakano nko ade a kayeni beje pa mo omakano ombe mo meni ada ho so na next time obi so kwa ombetena mo ho ahwe na nipa kono so onko.
Municipal Chief Executive for Utusenya East, Seth Sabase Wonobanini, has indicated that any officer found culpable will face the full rigors of the law.
We will follow this matter to make sure that whoever that had to do something that ought to do and did not do, or overdid, or did not do at all, these persons must be brought to book.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for Utusenya East, Felix Nakoyo Okuno, during a visit to commiserate with the family, expressed expectation that the outcome of the investigations will lead to reforms in the maternal health care system.
Things are happening that we are not aware of, and it's good that things are coming to bear. People are bold enough to bring issues to bear. This aids us and helps us in the investigations that we are having. So all I'll say, the entire community should just keep calm. I know people are scared, especially pregnant women are scared to go to hospitals now, but they should keep calm. Investigations are ongoing, and then the right actions will be taken at the right time.
Very unfortunate, very sad, and it brings us back to this issue of no bed syndrome. The update on that story is that the Ghana Health Service were there over the holiday. Akwesi Ado, our correspondent in the Central Region, joins us, and he'll bring us that update on this particular story. Akwesi, good morning and welcome to Sunday Breakfast.
Good morning to you, Eno and Jude, and thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. Give us the update on this story. The Ghana Health Service were there. Was it Friday?
Yeah, that was Friday.
Tell us what happened.
So the Director General Ghana Health Service, Professor Samuel Kaba, visited the Mother and Child Hospital on Friday. We do know that the service has set up an investigative committee to probe this particular death. And so, according to him, his visit to the Mother and Child Hospital was to acquire first-hand information on how the hospital conducts its routine operations, and to also identify if there were any shortcomings to ensure that those shortcomings would be addressed, even when the committee continues to investigate into the matter. And then also he paid a visit to the family house of the deceased, Abigail Opoku, where he assured the relatives of the deceased that the committee would do due diligence, investigate the matter to the latter. And then when they are done also, the recommendations that would be made would also be implemented fully in order to address any possible systemic gaps in the maternal healthcare delivery system of the country. And so he wants the family as well as members of the general public to continually trust the Ghana Health Service that they would always provide professional care for people.
Kwesi, apparently this isn't the first time such an incident has happened. You spoke to a few mothers and one went on record. Tell us about that.
So, this particular incident, with regards to the unfortunate demise of Abigail Opoku, isn't the first time such an incident is happening, particularly at the Mother and Child Hospital here in Kaswa. There's been several of such instances, except that this particular one was highlighted and then it gained the public attention and also opened the floodgates, if I should say, for people to come out and then speak about their very own experiences at the Mother and Child Hospital. I remember about 2 years ago, a similar incident occurred where someone died and then community members mobilized in their numbers. They stormed this particular facility. But let me also mention that it was under a different management. And then when they sought accountability, the management had one of the people arrested by police. He spent a number of days in cells and then he was granted bail. The journalist who broke that particular story was also forced to pull down that particular story. So occasionally we would get some of these stories coming from the Mother and Child Hospital. And so I am particularly not surprised at the scale of complaints coming from people or relatives who have ever, visited the Mother and Child Hospital to access their services. And the family of Abigail Opoku truly are heavily shattered as a result of what actually happened to their relative last Sunday.
Let's talk about this hospital, right? You spoke to quite a number of people who shared similar experiences at the hospital. In the community, what would you say the reputation of the hospital is? Because this is a facility we know that has been in existence for some time now, but clearly some of these feedback we are getting is quite damning. How common are these concerns?
So the feedback is not attractive. It's not encouraging. And just as I mentioned earlier on, this isn't the first time. You saw me speak to another woman. I spoke to two women in this particular report that we played, and all of them shared experiences that are not quite nice. There are several other people who declined to speak because, according to them, whatever happened already happened to them. They didn't lose their lives. Some who lost relatives says if they speak, it's going to rekindle the kind of sadness they experienced at the time, and so they wouldn't want to go back speaking about it, except that they would want authorities to do something and something really drastic about this particular situation to ensure that we do not continue to lose lives at the mother and child hospital, because this is the biggest health facility owned by the state within the Otusenya East municipality. There are quite a number of primary health facilities that refer patients to the mother and child hospital. And so it is very likely that at any point in time, anybody, just any other person, can be referred to the mother and child hospital. And let me mention that it doesn't serve just people within the Otusenya East or Kaswa per se. It serves people from adjoining municipalities like the Gas South municipality. I know that they have a polyclinic in the English Amanfrom area, but the Amanfrom Polyclinic has no theater. There are quite a number of patients that are referred from Amanfrom Polyclinic to the Mother and Child Hospital. Sometimes you get patients from Wager. Sometimes people from Gomua East District, Otis Kenya West, they all visit this facility. And so if proper checks are not put in place, it means that we would continually witness some of these situations, which is very unfortunate.
You hold on for us, Akwesi, because we've also been joined by Mr. Seth Saba Sewanu Banini, who is the MC for Ewutu Senya East, the municipal assembly that this particular incident occurred. Good morning, Seth, and welcome to Sunday Breakfast.
Hello, good morning, and a warm regards to all your cherished viewers across board.
What can you tell us about this rather unfortunate situation at the hospital, and what will be your preliminary comments on this?
Thank you so much. I'd like to extend my regards to the President, His Excellency, and then the Honorable Member of Parliament, Na Koyo, and also want to use the opportunity to convey condolence to the affected family. The moment the news broke out, that same day, I led a delegation to the residence of our late sister. In company of my delegation was the Municipal Health Director and other administrative heads of the Municipal Assembly, where we shared in their pain and reassured them of due diligence to unravel the whole thing that happened. I also used the opportunity to call for calmness amongst the general public, especially residents of Ewutu Senya East, and then also to reinstill the confidence and the trust within our healthcare system. Just so people would know, as we speak, there are people on admission. Yesterday, I spent over 5 hours at the facility to understand what is actually going on. While being there were people that were being delivered. There were people that were still coming for delivery. And so the healthcare system is running. It's very important we encourage the public to remain calm.
Interesting.
That being said, I have to say that we've had a lot of stories from all angles ever since this news broke out. We have had different accounts of the event, and so we first listened to what the family had to say. We proceeded to hear what the hospital administrators want to say, And I must say, because I wanted to, please, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm following you, sir.
Very, very well, very well. Because I wanted to get the solution and understand what is happening, see how best we can resolve that. When I was going there, I didn't go with cameras. I went to meet the hospital administrators to get to understand. So we had a lengthy conversation. Then when we're done, we went into the wards to understand. And so my understanding from the hospital says that the patient or the client checked in around 3:30 a.m. on Saturday dawn. Checked in according to the CCTV footages. I must say that because a committee of inquiry has been commissioned to work, we will be circumspect with some of the details so we don't contradict the
final report.
Work of the committee. Exactly. So these are facts that were there. The lady checked in around 3 a.m. and was entered into the hospital records around 4. And she came in with a referral from one of the sub healthcare within our municipality, with the note that says that her liquor had broken, and so they came in. And listening to the hospital administrator and the people that received it, they says that people that come in must, first of all, especially when referrals are being made, there must be a form of communication, an initial communication with the institutions that they are referring to. Something like that did not take place. Mostly when these conversations come up, it puts the receiving institution into a state of expectancy, so they know what case they are going to deal with and necessarily prepare ahead of receiving the case. Although that did not happen, they took care in, and upon their initial examination, they realized that although the liquor or the water had broken, she had only dilated for about 1 centimeter. And I must say that they placed on record that she came in as when she was week 40 and 3 days. And she was within term. She wasn't preterm, she was within term. But because she had not dilated up to 10 centimeters, they kept monitoring. So I sought to understand, majority of the narrative out there says that she wasn't given a bed. There wasn't any bed.
So all of that is not true based on your initial inquiry into the circumstances that led to her tragic death. Is that what you're saying to us, sir?
Based on my interaction with the management and the time that I have spent there to understand, get first-hand information on what is happening, that cannot be established as true. I was even taken to where she was on the bed and all that. They have different wards that lead to childbirth and all that. And
we also said just permit me, because of the point you just made there, right? Because we also had her family member speak to our correspondent, and she was quite clear that even her vitals were not taken, right? So are you saying to us that all of these can be disproved because you've engaged with some officials from the hospital and they've shown otherwise?
Okay, so that cannot be fully established now until we get the report of the committee. But I must say that I'm giving you account based on my interactions with the family and with the hospital administrators. Reason why I started my conversation where there are conflicting pockets of information around this, and only an independent, what do you call it, that can. But from what I understand, based on the information I had before going in, I was pre-informed by the questions and some of the things that I sought to understand. But the hospital made it clear that when she came, during their monitoring, you see, they indicated that she had only dilated for 1 centimeter. Anyone that is conversant with childbirth, up to 10 centimeters is when the child is expected to come out from the natural canal by itself.
Yeah.
If that fails, then other forms of medical procedure can be initiated to get the child safe and the mother safe. And so if they tell me she had only been dilated 1 centimeter, that should give us an indication that some form of health attention was advanced to her. That will still be established after the committee comes in place. And so
without prejudice, right, to the final report you make mention of in this interview, there are also concerns that the hospital has over the years built a certain kind of reputation, right? So if you follow the story, our correspondent file, for example, some persons, shared similar experiences with the hospital. So as MC, right, are you worried that the hospital of this stature really in a municipality as huge as Ewutu Senya, are you concerned, and what are some of the steps you've taken to go deeper into these concerns being raised?
Thank you so much, my brother. We like the way the reporter Akwesiado has indicated. We've had stories of mother and child in the past on different accounts, on different level of professional conduct and all that. And so when I resumed work just about a year ago, I have paid official visits to the facility to engage with them. I've been there for about 5 times. It was out of my visit with them and the interaction with them that led us to mobilize the state-of-the-art anesthetic machine together with other essential medical equipment and consumables, which we donated to the hospital just 5th of March to help them. I must place on record, that hospital was built by President Mahama in 2016 before he left power. It was part of the 4 ancillary projects that came with the famous Kaswa interchange. And it was hurriedly advanced to a hospital instead of a polyclinic by the previous government because of political expediency. That is subject to another day's conversation. Because that was jammed, it deprived us from all the necessary arrangement that we could have done in the space of a polyclinic. And so we had to now deal with the status of a hospital. That being established, I must say that, let's put on record that for the past almost 4 years, there wasn't any functioning anesthetic machine at the mother and child. And my brother, yesterday, I got very emotional as well as very much surprised by the numbers that they showed me. I told you I spent about 5 hours at the hospital. They do an average of 300 surgeries in a month. Let's put this on record. Mother and child does an average of 300 surgeries in a month for childbirth, maternal surgeries. Yesterday, as at when I was leaving, I checked the records for April, the month of April. They had done 336 successful surgeries with no complications of death, apart from that of our sister, late sister.
So they generally have a good record. That's what you're saying.
Generally, they have a good record. There are underlying structural issues that we are working towards.
But do you believe that this incident could have been prevented?
Of course, every health-related mortality could have been prevented. That is why the professionals are there. But you also understand that there are issues that overwhelm the staff, overwhelm them, and there are issues that naturally, because they are in the hands of the divine one, I'm not saying hers is part, but I just want to cast our mind back that the record shows that good things are happening in mother and child.
Let's deal with what we can control. Let's deal what we can control. So while we acknowledge that there are others that are beyond human control, at least we know that to a large extent some of it too, there's a way we can go about it to improve the situation for our constituents. We're also being told that there are concerns around staffing. Already you've demystified the assertions that there weren't enough beds at the hospital and all of that. But also in your recent submission, you alluded to some other structural challenges, confronting this mother and child hospital in your area. What have they been saying to you, right? Your engagement with health workers, what have they been saying to you in terms of the challenges they face in line of work?
Very well. I like to pick this in two different angles so you'd understand clearly. In my course of being MC, I've dressed in jarabia and as bathroom slippers and walked into the facility at odd times just as a normal person to understand how some of these things work, to also get to know what the ordinary person living in Kaswa going for healthcare there says, which I've come out with a few findings I've shared with them and they are working on it. Again, the facility, prior to this particular event and then the construction of the Kaswa-Winneba Road, most of the referral cases that come in from adjoining municipality, adjoining suburb and communities around Kaswa, Winneba, that is the second in command when it comes to healthcare, that is the Winneba trauma, takes most of the referral cases. But I can say that because of the construction of the road, most of the referral cases does not go to Winneba. This is on record. When you sample views, people will tell you, you can imagine a pregnant woman who is entering into labor would have to go through the rubbles of the road, Obedru or Nasemisi. And so they do not go. All these referrals now end up at Kaswa Mother and Child Polyclinic. And like your reporter rightly said, we have people on record that come from Ewutu Senya West, Bodriasi, Breku, all those surrounding, they come from Gomwa East, Nyanyano, all the places they come from the south, that is in the Greater Accra region. They all come to Mother and Child. This makes the hospital, literally overwhelming. There are 7 doctors who are attached to the maternity block. At any point in time, there's always a doctor on standby at the theater. There's a doctor on standby at the gynae ward. There's a doctor on standby at the recovery unit, together with other nurses and midwives who are there. Yesterday, when I got there, at the general ward, where people that are delivered and people that were being prepared to go, and that is the gynae ward, there were 31 beds in the room. In fact, the hospital administration had rearranged the whole place to accommodate more beds. Out of the 31 beds that were there, I could count 28 people that were in at the gynae ward being prepared to go through. And I also entered the ward that they said they are people, the elective patients, that is people that had been prepared ahead of time for surgery. They were about 16. We only have one functioning theater at the Mother and Child. That particular theater takes care of both pregnant women and any other case that is coming in.
So clearly, the system is stretched, if I get you correctly.
I'm coming. I'm coming. I want to build this point extensively so that you get it.
Mr. Banini, unfortunately, we don't have enough time. So if you could, summarize for us, we'd really appreciate it.
Yes.
Are they understaffed or they have enough staff for at the hospital?
They are understaffed,
right?
And they are understaffed, and then the facility itself needs some level of rapid attention, which we have been doing. You asked an earlier question, what have we done so far to mitigate the situation? Within these few months that I've started work, we have finished and completed the construction of a maternity block at Opekuma. That is one of the electoral areas within. So it could take off the pressure from Mother and Child and then the polyclinic. That particular facility, the CHIP compound, did 94 successful surgery last year in a very tight corner. And so between when we conducted our rounds, we put up one that is even showing on your screen. We are also doing the expansion of a 30-bed pediatric block at the old polyclinic, coupled with the renovation of the Iron City Health Center, donation of medical equipment and consumables to the New Market Health Center. All these strategic investment that we are doing is to make sure that the pressure that goes onto the mother and child and then the Kaswa Polyclinic is reduced to the barest minimum. And I must say, because of the referrals and the growing population that we have in, the current structure at mother and child needs to be expanded. We are doing a construction of a new chip compound at Otames. The second place has a difficulty. And so on Wednesday, I'm going to chair a committee meeting that seeks to put up documents so that the funds that we were going to use for the second construction, we'll use that to do an immediate construction of a second theater and then some form of ward to accommodate the situation. If you permit me briefly to just give you a picture of what came up last night
Very
when I
briefly.
spent the whole time there from afternoon to the evening. Very briefly.
Yeah.
So you realize that because there is only one theater, people that could have been rushed through, they have to queue until they get their time. Whenever a cesarean section is being conducted on a patient, especially pregnant women, they are supposed to be monitored for at least 3 days. As we speak, 72 hours, as we speak now, because the whole place is overwhelmed, people keep coming in. Every hour, you have about 5 people coming in to come and deliver at the place. Because of this situation, they are only monitored for 24 hours and then discharged or moved from the recovery ward so that they could make way for all the other people that are coming. Let me place this on record. Mother and child does a minimum of 15 surgeries in a day. That is for pregnant women. If there are other specialized cases, they still manage to do that. And you know, some of the surgeries can take up to 5 hours, even more. And we use the same place. Let me put this on record too, that until we donated the anesthetic machine, the state-of-the-art one in March, and then the other essential medical equipment, the facility in itself did not have a functional anesthetic machine to support surgery. And that is because previous government did not do the necessary investment there.
Yeah, Mr. Banini, I mean, again, and that is why, people felt the need to possibly bring, this administration into office. So we will not want to dwell a lot on what the previous administration failed to do. Now, going forward, right, you talk about some of the interventions you've made. Is the Ghana Health Service in the district, in the municipality, aware of some of these concerns? Have you engaged them and other stakeholders, including the Ministry of Health? And if you have, what have they been saying to you as part of their responses?
We've had, it's important sometimes we highlight where the problems comes from so that people get to appreciate the efforts we are doing now. So it doesn't look like we've been there. If there has been structural development and solving of the issue, we wouldn't have been where we are now until an emergency solution was provided. That's how come I refer to previous work that has been done, just to put on record. And I must say that we have been in constant touch with the Ghana Health Service Directorate within the municipality. It is out of that and our interaction and the data we have that we initially situated the construction of another chip compound within the CP electoral area. The CP electoral area is where the mother and child is situated. It's based on the data they gave us and then the numbers that go in and the attempt to reduce the pressure that goes on to mother and child. That is why we did that. And I must say that based on our interaction, in fact, last year when I started work on the 28th of April as MCE, as soon as possible, I mobilized all other decentralized institutions to do a tour, on the various institutions that we have. And I must say that it was with the Ghana Health Service within the Ewutu Senya, is headed by Dr. Stanley Yedu, that we got to realize some of these things, and we worked hard to make sure we provide the luck that they want to work effectively.
Interesting. Finally, are there any timelines, right, to this report? And when should we expect the final outcome so we are able to, get firsthand the details of it thereof?
Yes, thank you so much. The family intends to bury their beloved this very Saturday. What it means is that as soon as possible, we have to do whatever we have to do within time. Yesterday, we got to realize that the family had accepted, when the Director General came, had accepted that a pathologist come to conduct autopsy on the body before they take it away. That means that everything we want to do will be completed within time and as soon as possible, so that we can unravel the real cause, and whatever that we have to do, we do it within a space of time. And also to make sure that we inform some more policies to change the administrative errors, and also inform policies to expand the current facility and then whatever it needs, and also begin to have conversation about getting in more staff to help. I must say that the administrator at the hospital is relatively new. He came in about just 2 or 3 months ago. And we have to put up the argument on administrative structure there, especially with the long-term concerns that we have had. So when we have done all these structural investments and then the work, then we now have to look at the in-house reshuffle, in-house work. Some of them have kept too long. We have to have holistic discussions about this so that we change the setup, bring in new faces to help. But I must say, if you look at the numbers, mother and child is doing well.
Right.
We are currently the highest within the municipality that does that number of surgeries, just surgeries, within a month.
Right. Mr. Benini, we're very grateful for your time. Thank you so much. Akwasi, you're still on the line with us. I want to quickly ask you, when you went to the hospital, did you see any cameras, which I believe would assist in the ongoing investigations? Akwasi Ado is our Central Regional correspondent. Yes, go ahead.
I did not check to see whether they have cameras, but I would want to make this correction.
Okay.
So, the family of Abigail Opoku at no point has ever said that the patient was denied a bed. The Mother and Child Hospital has a maternal ward, which is separate from the recovery ward. The excuse for which the requested cesarean section was denied, according to the family, is that the medical staff said the recovery ward was already overwhelmed. And so even if they proceeded to conduct the surgery, she didn't have a place to be kept for recovery. And so which is why it is not as if they were denied access or they were denied a bed. She was offered a bed in the maternal ward. That being said, let me also mention that in February or early March, if my memory would serve me right, I did a story from this same facility. And then the medical superintendent mentioned that they would need about 2 additional theaters to be able to function more efficiently. And so it is incumbent on authorities to ensure that they provide this needed infrastructure and also expand the ward, just so it may be able to contain additional numbers.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Akwasi, thank you so much for shedding light on this really, tragic story.
So before I leave, you have time. Permit me. Let me use just a minute to highlight this issue.
Yes, go ahead.
Do you know that while we speak about the fact that the Mother and Child Hospital is overwhelmed, there is a state-of-the-art hospital that has been built, fully equipped with a CT scan, and the air conditioning in that CT scan room has been running since last year, 2025, in Wager.
Wow.
The hospital has not been commissioned. And I'm talking about the Children's Specialist Hospital in Wager.
Oh, so it hasn't been commissioned, so that it cannot be used. Is that what they're saying?
It's so overwhelmed. So why do we put up a facility? We have furniture in it. We have all medical equipment. I'm even reliably informed that there's quite a number of doctors that have been posted to work in that facility. But because government has not commissioned it, the doctors are idle. They have nothing doing. So before we come back to speak about any unfortunate demise of a child or a pregnant woman or somebody, let us call on government to, as a matter of urgency, come and have the Children's Specialist Hospital in Wager commissioned. There's even an ambulance that is there. It is covered. It is sitting in front of the facility. Everything is set. All that is required is for the health minister or president to just cut the ribbon and then officially declare the facility open. 100 bed facility. It even has accommodation for parents whose children would be admitted in that particular facility. The beds are ready. Everything is ready. They are just gathering dust for over a year now.
Kwesi, is it private or is it a public hospital?
No, it's not private. It's a public facility.
Okay.
It's just behind the municipal hospital in Wager, Akawe.
Yeah. And knowing you, I know you bring us that story to play on CNR, and we'll be grateful for it. Thank you so much for shedding light on this very all-important situation that happened at Kaswa. We really appreciate you and your reportage. And there's some messages here saying that the MC is trying to be diplomatic.
I mean, it's tragic, right? And
yeah, it's a very tragic situation.
When Charles
this is Fafa. She's also in Kaswa. And from her submission, she's saying that the lady needed CS urgently because she was in critical condition. So why wait for her to dilate fully if that's what they were waiting for?
What is also important is that, you know, usually when some of these things happen, and truly and deeply we commiserate with the family, but you know, when some of these things happen, we need to face the facts fully. Yeah. Sometimes what comes to press first may not necessarily be the reality on the ground. Right, and emotions run high, and people say lots of things. What we want to urge is a lot of restraint. It's a very, very difficult place to be in, and I know this because, like you know, and when the Charles Emisa story broke out, we covered it very extensively, you know, and the truth is that we need serious investments in our healthcare sector. I've heard people also question sometimes the professionalism of healthcare workers. So it's a much broader, you know, subject than would usually want to do. When these stories come, sometimes we scratch the surface, somebody raises it on the floor of parliament, there are debates, then there's a committee formed, and it ends there. Yeah. You know, even in the case of Charles Emisa, who was hit by a vehicle, you know, up until now, we've not even heard from the police as to investigations on who. Meanwhile,
now there are cameras everywhere.
That is the point.
There are cameras everywhere.
And of course, the minister was on radio the last time with Bernard. He said that a committee had been formed. We all know that, and that they were about disclosing their report, the final report. He said it will be made public on camera. We'll be looking forward to that as well, right? So we want to see some serious reforms in healthcare delivery in the country. That being said, the urban, rural, and even sometimes municipal district divide in terms of healthcare resources, right, it's problematic. And that's why I saw a lot of people celebrating the free primary healthcare policy, for example. But what's the point in having a very flamboyant or a very, you know, elaborate program, healthcare program for that matter, when we don't have a properly constituted and motivated workforce and a professional workforce, let me add. So it's sad, it's unfortunate. Our sincere commiserations with the family. We pray for God's strength, because when some of these things happen, it's only God that can comfort you. Like, there's nothing makes sense anymore, right? What we also urge the public to do is not to jump onto conclusions and the sharing of, you know, unverified information, because what this does is that it worsens the pain of the family, right? And let's wait for the committee report, and we trust that they will do a thorough job. If it comes and there are concerns, we'll probe further until logical conclusion and the truth is established. And on that note, I don't know if you have anything to add on to it.
No, we can go on break.
All right, cool. So we'll take a quick break, but just before that, you are being told, you know, the problems in this country never end.
Plenty.
So there's an accident on the Accra Kumasi, you know, stretch, and we are being told reliably that it involves a Boxy vehicle
and it's led to yet again an unbearable traffic situation. So we want to plead with law enforcement to quickly look at that for us. Yesterday,
it was yesterday that you said you would never
Friday?
ever get onto a Vox. No, it was Friday. It was Saturday when you said that God takes us, God keeps us, but you'll never get onto a Vox vehicle.
The Vox idea. I say I'll walk.
I'd rather walk to the destination than get on a Voxy vehicle.
The truth also is because I've seen them drive on the motorway.
Yeah.
So if it's like, oh, hearsay, I'm like, the motorway in Pony, now Accra keep squares. No, I'll walk. 10 days cram drew. People went to the moon. I'll walk. So
unfortunate.
It's rather sad and very, very unfortunate.
And that's the
video in the shots there.
The shots.
But there's also another big problem, right? On Friday, videos were arrived on social media about how it's taking commuters. So someone left Accra at 11 a.m.
Some 4 a.m.
And they got to Accra or got to Kumasi at 2 a.m.
At 2 a.m.
And I'm like,
imagine. That's like, I think the whole stretch is like 200 and something kilometers or less.
See, I think it's a national security concern. If there is serious mobility concerns on the stretch that links the capital or two of some of the biggest region in the country, such that there isn't free-flowing movement, in a serious crisis mode, right? And by now, I would have expected the transport minister to have come out to tell us something, right? Possibly even multi-sectoral, right? And I want to believe sincerely that there's some level of engagement between the road minister, the transport minister, who else? It's national security, the police, DVLA. There should be some extensive collaboration on, assessing the situation and what is being done to fix it. I don't think that it should be business as usual, right? And for me, it is very worrying. Already we've heard from some analysts and experts, right? So they say that, the road is deteriorating by the day, right? There's so many heavy moving equipment using the stretch, some of which are believed to be excavators, huge ones. You know what for, right? Daily going on the stretch, further worsening the already poor nature of the road, and of course the accidents, right? So a huge truck is broken down somewhere. It takes days to fix it. Nobody's able to tow the vehicle, and just like that, the gridlock is there. And for hours, people have to sit. And some years ago, our colleague in the newsroom, Nila Telate, he filed a report, David, on the health effects of traffic situations, right? Traffic jams. Imagine you're going for a funeral. The funeral put there, by the time you go to close, no problem. But mentally, you'll be drained, right? So I think that we are, in fact, I should add the health minister.
Government in, government out have failed us on this specific road. So this
but that's why they said they're going to build expressway
all the way to Burkina Faso. And
see, my point is that how are you building that?
Numerous trucks ply that route every single day. Government in, government, I'm not going to mention any government. All the governments before us have failed to construct that route. Someone will come and do 2 kilometers and stop. Another person will come and do 3 kilometers and stop. And I don't know who they were waiting for to fix that stretch when we know that it is one of the major roads that connects our regions to even other parts of the of Africa. So yeah, we have failed as a country. And I remember that report that you mentioned and the toll that it creates mentally, physically, health-wise, every part of the body.
Physically, I'm draining
because...
because...
told me that they went to Kumasi, was it last 2 weeks? They left at 4 a.m. They got to Kumasi around 3. They were going for a funeral. I mean, adding.
And even financially, and you see, sometimes we accuse the operators of some of these transport services to say that, they are being insincere and they are being disingenuous with the price of. But if you are sitting in traffic for 11 hours, can you imagine? It means that your fuel has tripled, if not quadruple.
I mean, they've even done well because, to be frank, they haven't increased
quadruple,
prices.
what is there? 5 minutes, what?
Quintuplet.
You know, yeah, it has tripled 5 times. No, hey, it can't triple 5 times. If it's triple 5 times, that's 9. Hey, that's 15, Charlie. The mass, no, Charlie. You know, it's only Ghana rules that can, expose your mass. You know, their 4 prices have gone up 5 times or possibly more.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't, in all sincerity, say that they don't have a case when they say that. So fix the road. You know, make mobility easier for them. And for me, like I said, Monday morning, the minister should be addressing us. When there was a similar situation in Accra, when the buses were not around, when church drivers
we're doing their
for some funny reason, you couldn't find any church in Accra again.
Yeah.
The minister found a need to come and address people. You know, and there was an article earlier in the week on it. I'll look for it and possibly read excerpts of it. But the point is that it can't be business as usual. Something has to change. Something has to go. And for me, if we can't address this, it's a ticking time bomb. You know, who knows what next? You know, and again, there are also the issue around how sometimes the political class, they are not made to feel the challenges we go through as a people. So it makes them, to an extent, indifferent. It makes them sometimes numb to the real issues we face. I'll give you an example. So Dumso, the Deputy Energy Minister, right, Richard Jan Mensah, he said that, when he got into office as Deputy Minister, he disconnected his gen set
so that he could
face. People were bashing him, right? People said all sorts of things. But see, I think, in a way, you feel it, right? And it makes you really responsive. And it's true. So when you call him, you pick. You tell him, it's like, oh, really? So all of those things are there. But I know the other point is that, see the MPs in Ashanti region, for example. I produce a current affairs show on weekdays. Sometimes you call them, say, oh, I'm flying. Oh, I'm flying. Oh, because they can afford it. They don't go on the road because they know what is there. So because they don't endure, they are not,
feeling the annoyance.
They are not ready to address it because they don't experience it. They say he who feels it knows it. So Charlie, by now, Ashanti caucus.
The Ashanti caucus. Who else is there?
Even the Ashanti regional minister. Oh, Charlie, he go do some work with. Oh, Charlie.
He was modeling. Started his modeling career.
No, he the model.
Yeah.
You are your region lock.
Your road is bad. People are struggling to get to Ashanti region. The food baskets are all down there. You can't even access those routes properly. the Ashanti caucus need to set up in Parliament and fight for that road.
Everybody really, you know, and we are being told government wants to do an expressway, right?
You guys, part of the big push, right?
We are being told. You know, the Ashantis have this thing they say, right? Yeah, they here. You know, so you do what is needed before what is nice or what is, you know.
Do the bube.
the express road is the express road is is nice.
Yeah,
it's cool. I've heard people raise concerns. It's nice to help.
Yeah.
But we need this one now.
Now.
You know, so fix the road. Like, see, fix it. The police, fix it. They should be on the stretch by now, brainstorming how they intend to address the problem. It can't be business as usual.
Yeah.
You know, so be following.
The flights are also taking advantage because, Charlie.
Yeah, you know,
there's something for a flight to Kumasi. It's not.
You see, they don't feel it. That's the point. If they felt it, it would have been addressed.
Paying like 3,000, 4,000.
But I know, we are in this country. Politicians get involved in an accident. They fly chopper.
They'll fix the road.
They fly chopper to pick them from the accident point or whatever primary healthcare facility they were sent to, straight to Accra. If they are not seen up in Accra, Heathrow. Can you go to Heathrow? You see, so, and again, some of the senior government officials, they don't need to even go and do any look. The chopper, no fly. So see, let's fix the road so that everybody can use it and use it in peace and go and come back safely.
While we are fixing the road, let's fix our railway system. Or that one's asking for too much.
Road puyen husu. Road new puyen husu.
Not railway.
Not railway. Anyway, let's go small.
We should be measured in what we ask for. I couldn't agree with you more. Anyway, this is Sunday Breakfast right here on ChannelOne TV with me, Eno Safo and Jude Duncan. We'll be right back after this. You don't want to miss what we have next.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy manful. Kale Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, a man is swing, Nesansu Mama Hoto so a will bedroom.
Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kale Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kale, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Watching DSTV means getting the TV you love, but staying connected means getting something extra.
Stunning.
Extra matches, extra dramas, the best local and the world's biggest. Extra laughter, music, movies, and extra vim.
I love it.
Just stay connected or reconnect and get upgraded to the next higher package at no extra cost. Charlie, we got you. Keep watching. Get more with DSTV.
Turn up your sound experience with the We Hear speakers by Lovi. From the sleek We Hear 1 to the powerful We Hear 2. And now the premium We Hear Pro. Fully endorsed by Kylian Mbappe. This is not just a speaker, it's a flexible, high-performance outdoor Bluetooth speaker built to bring your music to life anywhere. With up to 100 watts of music power, you get bold, immersive sound wherever you go. All available in stylish standout colors. Now the good news. From April 20th to May 20th, grab yours at a special discounted price. The We Hear 1 now at 400 Ghana cedis. The We Hear 2 at 900 Ghana cedis. And the premium We Hear Pro now at 3,800 Ghana cedis. Don't miss out. Call 020-195-7739 or pick up at the Atlantic Towers. You can also grab yours at Orange FM Kumasi, Plus FM, or 3 Music TV in Accra. Number 12 Afunya Street at Belengpe. Don't miss out on this special discounted offer. It's the We Hear promo powered by Lovi. We Hear, feel the power, hear the difference.
When he speaks, the political space shakes. Some call him bold, others say controversial. But beyond the headlines, who is this man?
How would Koku describe Koku?
Forthright, upbeat, and calculated risk taker.
This Sunday, Samuel Koku Anyidoho joins Frema Edunyame on The Upside Down Show for a candid conversation about his journey, his convictions, and his time alongside the late John Evans Atta Mills. Totally unscripted, nothing held back.
So 31st December, so I was supposed to have washed my father's running shoes.
Okay.
For him to go jogging. So this is 1981, right?
81, yeah.
And I didn't. So he came back home and he wanted to know whether his running shoes were ready.
Oh,
Not ready. In my small boy brain, I went and now dipped the whole
Oh, in water.
in water. In fact, one of the things I used to tell President Mills, Freeman, was that, say, after your 8 years, okay, I thought he would do 8 years. So after your 8 years, when you are going, I'll go with you.
Oh, okay.
7 p.m. prompt this Sunday, only on ChannelOne TV. This is one you don't want to miss.
Welcome back. This is Sports. You're on the final lap of what's been an exciting and a very, very educative and insightful show, Sunday Breakfast. That's what we do every Sunday morning right here on ChannelOne TV with myself and Eno Safo. It's now time for sports where a big quarter, Bernard.
Mention the name properly.
You know, he's the only one I know called Bernard.
I said, you
it's
good. Bernard. A big country.
Anyway, how are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Yeah.
You guys great too.
Yeah,
we're amazing.
Yeah.
We're doing great.
In a solid mood. You know me, I love an energy.
It's always fun to have Eno around.
Yeah.
You know, Eno is like, she spikes my energy level.
Quickens your motor body sort of.
You know, so today, for example, when I came, I was like, I was like, I see Eno. I see him now.
Yeah, Charlie, you charge up.
Anyway, Charlie, sports. There's a lot happening, right?
Mr. Kero's contract now, what's wrong with his contract?
Do we know the details now?
The minister, we've known this from the beginning, isn't it? We knew that we had a 3-man shortlist, and the reasons why we were going for Fernando Santos was because of salary. We know the reasons why
Paulo Bento
was salary. The reason for we having Keres now is because of the salary structure he agreed to. We know these are big coaches, first of all. And again, we know that there was that figure that was played, that we're playing around, $200,000. And then actually the minister just didn't want to say because he knows it. He knows how much this coach is taking. But in that interview with Obi, he decided to say he needs to check. He needs to go back and check. But I think this is not the time we need to be talking about checking. When you come to meet the people who got you into the role, the people who are supporting you to succeed as a sports minister, the first point is getting as fact. When it comes to the Black Stars, people are sensitive all the time. They care about the national team. Now, I've heard when people say, I'm mad at this team because performance has not been excellent. And there's a game at the Accra Sports Stadium. And the people have collected tickets and everything is done. But there are people, numbers behind the facility, who are waiting for the chance to break through the gate and come to support the Black Stars. So the people need to know. Keres is taking less than $100,000. It's not true.
But do you have evidence on the contrary?
Oh, but we have calls. As journalists, we don't just come out and say what we say.
So are you saying the minister,
as journalists, we talk
has engaged?
We talk behind scenes.
So the minister, is it that he didn't know?
He says he needs to go and check. And I felt that space was a political talk, sort of.
But how can a minister not know?
He knows. There's nothing this minister don't know.
Yeah, so the point is that who pays the salary of the coach
the ministry.
So how can you tell me that you don't know how much?
That's it. That's the big card. That's the question in there. You can't say you go and check at this point. 39 days, no, less than 40 days because of when you said it. Less than 40 days to the World Cup. You cannot be telling us this. No, because when they came and they were, their CVs was looked through and they were trying to settle on one person. No, we had info, okay, by people who also respect us as the media and respect that when they leave certain information, information with us, we're going to sieve it and tell what the truth is in that info they've given us. Okay? So we knew that there was an amount played around. And when it comes to this, he might be talking about, okay, he's not taking 100,000 as in his salary. But there are certain clauses that could push that figure. If you tell us that, we know because these are contract terms and agreement. Okay, so Carlos is not taking. It's not
interesting.
Taking.
So first conversation, Carlos. So we need a ministry to come back and clarify.
Yeah. We're the responsible minister.
We'll push them to do that.
I trust you guys to do that.
We'll push them to do that.
I trust you guys.
When we said Otoado was taking $50,000 a month, people disagreed. But I knew where what my sources was telling me, and it was consistent with that figure. People deep close to the federation and in the previous ministry, as in i.e. the sports ministry, that group. So we knew. So the same thing we are saying. Carlos Queiroz is not been given $100,000 is where we are, and we know the amount. But sometimes when the minister says it puts more stamp and authority on the matter. And then we go past it. And Ghanaians are not going to agitate and go loud because this coach is taking $150,000 a month. They're not going to go wild. They are going to look at performance because they believe this is a big shot. So let us not do this.
Let's move on. So yesterday we saw the Premier League. I don't know if there's any other thing you want to touch on as far as the local.
I want to, before we put the Black Stars aside, we have a friendly coming up, right?
Yeah, Ghana.
And the coach is looking at using some.
When is this friendly?
Is it Black Galaxies?
Check out the date again. Yeah. He's looking at putting the Black Galaxies through. Interestingly, we've put him in this cage sort of.
So you say we've caged him?
Yeah, because he's not gotten a lot of time to know these guys. I feel this is where his experience would count. This is why he's in Europe quickly trying to do the talking and all of that. It's difficult somewhat to put it, but he'll be forced to bring in guys that he feels can help him aside the main core we know, together with local boys to see the argument of if we give local boys opportunity, are they able to really perform? I think if he was going to get his full squad to play with, it would have given an idea of how to churn his tactics out before the last game against Wales, which is super closer to the World Cup and all of that. So I know he's going to use the local boys, but I have a feel that he's going to use a bit of the guys out there that he believes can sit in the squad that would be permitted by their clubs to join the national team at that time for that friendly against Mexico. Right now, it does not matter the results we'll be able to get in those friendlies. What matters most is getting the team to play according to how he thinks.
Right.
And it's why he's bringing people his work break in the past together to help make this whole thing work out. So I have a few. Because the source I'm pushing is not giving me, he's also not giving me the right. It's like the coach will need time. He does not have time, but he will need time to think through whether that friendly will really serve the purpose he's looking for.
Amazing. Wow. And are you satisfied with your question around Black Galaxies?
Yes, I am.
Or you have some players, or right now you
have
some players.
Don't do that.
Hey, I know some. And no software as
He'll be fine you managing a player.
He'll
be fine you managing a player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you should consider that.
I'll think about it.
Don't be an agent, just be a manager.
I spoke to the minister, the sports minister, when he came here, and Gabby was telling him that I've been advocating for the Queens, and he's like, "Oh, we need more women on board," and I'm like, so we need to talk.
That's it.
I could be a consultancy now.
Yeah.
One country. Wow. You think you know a friend?
Wow, really?
You have to stop that.
And then they throw you under the bus.
Which one is they throw you under the bus?
Charlie,
that's some ambassadorial stuff for work.
You get it.
Yesterday, Arsenal won.
Yeah.
3-0. So if they win all their games, they win the league, right?
Now they are scoring. That's what it means.
So they need to score
if City is also if City is also winning, because City when they came level were just on top with goals. Okay, so if they are scoring now, let's say the next game they score 3 again, the next game they score 3 again.
They win the league.
Yeah, because even when City, if City is winning and City is also not scoring,
they are just winning 1-0, 2-1.
Then Arsenal wins.
Wow.
But as it stands now, if City plays it,
Arsenal, no, they don't like peace.
Who City playing?
Like
are they playing today?
Yeah, no, City's playing on Monday against Everton.
That's a tricky game.
That's a tricky game, super tricky game. I mean, Fulham played better the week before this week that they played against Arsenal. I feel it was determination in what Arsenal wanted to paint. You know,
Charlie,
because
Saka, Saka be too more. No,
if he's fit, it's a different
senior player. I was watching the game at home yesterday. I'm like, and it was so clear that they were missing him.
Yeah, like in full force.
Yeah, if it was there in the game against City, for example,
and he was fully fit.
Yeah. The Bournemouth game, for example, you know, so. It seems they are refreshed that Saka is back.
They should be. The coach unfortunately do not believe in Eze that much. It's worrying.
But Eze played yesterday.
Eze played yesterday, but I feel in certain games you should start him maybe as a 10.
Ahead of Odegaard.
Yeah.
Dude, he's more creative.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't get what's happening in his mind, but he's an overthinker. He's one that wants to still try and see what if, because the guy has been in the team for some time. He needs to be managing egos at the same time and all of that. So, he needs to give him that opportunity. But when Eze is in the game, you can see the direct influence
on the team.
On the team. So
wow.
I feel, it's a good result. Let's stay with the result. It's a good result yesterday. I really admire.
It should have been more, because if you score 3 in the first half, knowing that the league could come down to goals, then you urge your team to go out more.
Yeah, but then again, they are also coming from the backdrop of not scoring in recent games. So this just like I said, we should stay on the positives. Maybe a good relief of what they've been going through, because they played 1-1 in midweek in Europe against Atletico Madrid, and
So you feel like you wanted to rest players for the UCL game?
No. I feel like they are thinking in tools, and they need to stay focused there and stay focused there, because the league has been over 20 years and running. The Champions League,
never. Do you think Arsenal can win the double?
For what they've showed in the past, I'm forced to say no, but I've still got belief in this squad.
That they will win at least one?
Because of Bayern. There's Bayern in the picture, isn't it?
But Bayern lost their first leg. There's no guarantee Bayern will be in the final.
There's a guarantee. At the Allianz Arena, they've got over 70,000 plus fans to be chanting and supporting them to win against PSG. PSG have gotten a good coach.
But that game is, but on the basis of the first leg, you can't really predict what will happen in the second leg. And it's possible PSG could, play out a draw.
Possibilities now here we talk about. So that's how I feel. Look, if PSG scores 2 in the Allianz Arena, Bayern are going to score 3.
So you think Bayern will win?
They've got this. Is those 4 guys?
So
who've had
Harry Kane,
Premier League experience,
Musiala,
of course,
and Ronaldo, Luis Diaz. Oh, Charlie, Lucho. Oh,
I'm excited to say so that's it. Okay, they're arrogant.
So what's your prediction for the Champions League final?
What's it called? Bayern, Arsenal, Bayern win. I'm sorry. I wish Arsenal.
Really?
Yeah.
You like your job?
I think it will be an Arsenal
like
PSG final.
I like my job as sometimes
You have to say the face on the fact. Wow. So
that would be respectable. Then they win the league.
No problem.
It gives them a bit of excitement.
Your team is facing my team, right?
Yes, please. Liverpool.
But it's a dead rubber game. No excitement.
No.
Why, please, let's talk to me.
This guy is not playing Champions
Talk
League.
to me direct.
There's no excitement.
I am excited that Liverpool have gotten that strength back and they're on top of Chelsea.
No, my check.
Because we all sat here and spoke about the Liverpool situation after spending close to £500 million.
Yeah.
We were worried.
Yeah.
And none of these guys were clicking. Kekes, Flanvert,
Alexander
Isak got injured. and all of that in the mix. Then Mo Salah was criticized that he was not the guy. So for example, over this weekend, when I saw David Beckham talking to him, and he says he feels they should give Jordan Henderson, he didn't really properly, sort of give him his flowers. And he feels they should do that. I think he was just saying something for himself. So my point is, kudos to Liverpool for the job they've done. They are getting into Champions League spaces. And they get into Champions League spaces, and you can't say they should take any slaughter because the Premier League is a difficult league, isn't it? They've not fared well, but to get them back into Champions League football brings you a bit of money, and then you don't sort of lose from the kind of recruitment that you've done. For Manchester United, a win in this game cements the third slot, and that's Champions League football. And then the discussion will be whether to keep Carrick or not to keep him. Look, I've spoken to United faithfuls who think Carrick should stay. Is a bit cagey because we've seen the Ole Gunnar social script before. And he was brought in for the interim. He took over, he performed, and then they gave the job to him. Now it's Carrick taking over interim, gets United into third slot. The last time Ole got United second, and United would have to keep him. You see, so it's like a previous script playing out. The thing is that United are not playing well, for example. But are the owners going to back him, get the players that he would want to perform? And again, the kind of competition, the coaches left out there to plug one in. We are hearing names, but my point is that these coaches of Fulham, Brighton and Hove Albion, AFC Bournemouth caliber, they are the same as Michael Carrick. So, it's a difficult situation, but it's going to be a tough game. Liverpool, Manchester United always takes a different twist, and hopefully, because you are here, the best team wins. But I know United will.
Is Chelsea playing this week?
Chelsea are playing on Monday too. Yeah, Chelsea are playing on Monday too.
Because of the FA Cup,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Playing on Monday too. So.
Are you guys on TV, radio?
Yeah, we're on TV. We are on TV today, Sunday. We're on TV and radio for the Republic of Football. And we are going to talk about issues that would want you to stay on. Yeah, and listen for a second. We'll mince it and try and get the best out of what we see on the screen, painting the picture to the people out there. So it's at 2 to 5 p.m. And let's see, there's a possibility of an next. Okay, the Liverpool United game is at 3:30. So well, hopefully we stop at 5 or we go on extension. Depending on the reaction that happens. So yeah, we're going to have fun today. Before I go, the Hull United decision to get out of the league, right? The FA is released.
They are pushed back. So the FA is pushing back. They are saying they should refund $1 million.
Yeah,
right?
the $1 million they give.
Is it cedis or dollars?
It's cedis. $1 million Ghana cedis. They should bring the money back and every other expenditure.
Wow. Do you agree with the FA position?
I agree. It's in the
contract
statutes.
No statutes. That we follow to get our club, because the clubs they sign before they get on board.
But why did remind us of why Hull took the decision to?
Okay, so it was unfair officiating issues that had accumulated over a span. There are safety and there's a rules. Safety officer, okay, the FA's asked the club to bring one person as a safety officer at all the venues to ensure that they stay in order. Now, this safety guy himself was not in order and verbally attacked one of the officiating officials, which the FA believes that it's pushed the fans to also come on board and misbehave. They feel they've not been treated fairly when it comes to officiating. And for against that, that game against Vision, and then it traveled to them deciding not to play the league anymore. But Arsenal got unfair officiating in Wednesday in the UEFA Champions League against Atletico. Did Arsenal say they won't play again?
After bashing them to say that they are not winning, I tried to balance this.
I know that's what
I tried to balance this.
I beg you.
I'll let you whitewash your Arsenal views on my show.
I beg you.
Anyway.
Very, very, very interesting show. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Happy birthday to all May 3 borns. I have a friend who switches off their phone on their birthday. So happy birthday to you too, just in case you are watching.
All right. Thank you so much for doing the watching. Catch you same time next week. Bye-bye.
Turn up your sound experience with the We Hear speakers by Lovi. From the sleek We Hear 1 to the powerful We Hear 2. And now the premium We Hear Pro. Fully endorsed by Kylian Mbappe. This is not just a speaker, it's a flexible, high-performance outdoor Bluetooth speaker built to bring your music to life anywhere. With up to 100 watts of music power, you get bold, immersive sound wherever you go. All available in stylish standout colors. Now the good news. From April 20th to May 20th, grab yours at a special discounted price. The We Hear 1 now at 400 Ghana cedis. The We Hear 2 at 900 Ghana cedis. And the premium We Hear Pro now as 3,800 Ghana cedis. Don't miss out. Call 020-195-7739 or pick up at the Atlantic Towers. You can also grab yours at Orange FM Kumasi, Plus FM or 3 Music TV in Accra. Number 12 Afunya Street at Belengpe. Don't miss out on this special discounted offer. It's the We Hear promo powered by Lovi. We Hear, feel the power, hear the difference.
This Mother's Day, we celebrate a love that never gives up, even when it's tested. Let's celebrate the quiet strength and endless love of our mothers. Think about the outstanding moments with Mama and share them with us in our Mother's Day promotion and episode with Mama. Send a message to 0539 986 996 reflecting on that one moment you hurt your mother with a decision, a word, or an action that caused her pain. And yet in her quiet strength, she chose to forgive you because her love for you was always greater than the pain. Or think about the sacrifices she made, the things she went through, the things she went without, so you could have more. The sleepless nights, the silent struggles, her own dreams set aside just to see you move forward. Many times, these sacrifices go unnoticed. And now cast your mind back to that one defining moment, the midnight advice, the support, the action Mama took that changed your life forever. That single act that continues to guide you all the time. So this Mother's Day, let's go beyond celebration. Let's reflect, let's appreciate, and let's say the words that matter. Add your full name, your phone number, and Mama's full name, and send to to 0539 986 996 via WhatsApp. Let's give Mama her flowers while she can feel it. The An Episode with Mama promotion is powered by 97.3 City FM with support from ChannelOne TV, and it's proudly sponsored by GTP and supported by Takira.
Welcome to Adoration with me, Edinam Bright Davis. Your moment of divine encounter right here on ChannelOne TV. It's a time to join us to lift up your hearts and hands in adoration to the King of Kings, blessing him for his goodness, his mercy towards us. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'll tell you who our very special guest is for today. Welcome back from the break. This is Adoration with me, Edinam Bright Davis, right here on ChannelOne TV. Today's episode is a spirit-filled one with one man of God I'm so excited to introduce to you. This is Reverend Pajo Makwe. Reverend PJ.
Reverend PJ Makwe.
You're most welcome to Adoration.
Thank you very much.
I mean, between you and I, we know we've been trying to do this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just excited to introduce you to our audience all over the world. And we can't wait to have you minister to us. He's here with the team. They're ready. And just stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. You're going to be blessed. Let's enter into worship.
Thank you. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Minimike ache oyi otai ayehowale Many mike ache oyi otai ayehowale ngo omo lehe walen o hanyongo kejewe ejakemi nyenge mashe boni sao nyamso mole toi akbe amo mikeshi da My right hand of righteousness, I'll always be with you. keboyo. Keboyo. Oh, shimini negulu keboyo. Kashege shimi keboyo. Kakwe kwe oh hey oh shimi inchi onyongole awatebo nima ye mabwa abo mawatebo shimi nine wulu keboyo oh shimi nine wulu keboyo hey awatebo nima ye mabwa abo oh mawatebo oh shimi nine wulu keboyo akwekwo he shimi nine wulu keboyo hey awatebo ima ye mabwa awatebo shimi nine wulu keboyo akwekwo he shimi nine wulu keboyo nine wulu keboyo nine wulu oh nine wulu shimi nine wulu keboyo ekaka nungwatembo mlinle mefe atemi no binimi blow mi chole amate sese hu kayito jiminanyo kanyo mosmomile ikeme henye loy asako afe ene oh lift up your voice come on up oh